Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, your CHS Varsity Pom Squad. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please stand. Bow your head for a moment of silence for tonight's safety of all the young men competing on the field this evening, as well as the leadership and positive influence they receive from their coaches this season. Thank you. Now at this time, we ask you to please remain standing and remove your caps as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem. Sung tonight by Collierville's own David Glover. Oh, say, can you say by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose first stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we walked, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets ran, the bombs were seen in air, gleaming through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, sweet as that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And thank you for joining us, Caden, off to a hot start on Collierville Dragon Media as the lights turn off here at Landers Sportsplex. Caden, let me set the scene for you. I'm Colton Bowman alongside my broadcasting partner, Caden Wright. Let me set the scene for you. The Bears have taken their journey, Caden, a 3.5-hour journey, leaving their cave to journey into the Dragon's Den. The two will clash in what is set to be a classic here at Landers Field. The two high-powered offenses are expected to trade blows all night in what is set to be an explosive offensive game with high-powered plays. Let's see who will be looking at for each team on offense for the Antioch Bears. We are looking at Andre Adams, a quarterback with 20 D1 offers, a likely Vanderbilt commit, although he has not committed anywhere. He has been dominant all season long, leading his team in passing. 3,000 yards for the junior, posting a 33-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio with a 70% completion percentage. Well, his passing is elite. His 6'2", 180 frame allows him to take off, where he also leads his team in rushing, putting up 13 touchdowns, 829 yards, and mind you, he is still a junior. A player that helps him build the success is the wide receiver, Brandon Galladay. This pass-heavy offense relies on him a lot. Standing at 6', 180, this Arkansas State commit has been dynamic with this quarterback this year, hauling in 47 catches with 1,523 yards and 17 touchdowns.
Colton, on the other side of the ball, Antioch is very well-rounded. They have a young standout star in sophomore Fred Natumba, has 18 tackles for losses, along with a combined 9 sacks. He's going to wreak havoc into this strong Dragons offensive line. And they also have a ball hawk in Caleb Doss, 150 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. He leads this defense. He's the linebacker. And Kenneth Williams holds down the line for the Bears, posting 3 sacks and 10 tackles for loss himself.
But Caden, it's not going to be an easy match as they face one of the biggest and most strong offensive lines this Dragons team has seen in a while. Sherrod, Reed, and then Holcomb in the center. I mean, the Dragons have Simmons and Burks on the other end. I mean, this is going to be a matchup, and the lights are off. The fire is going off, Caden, and this Dragons team is ready. Caden, we have 5 minutes till kickoff. It is a blackout here right now. Collierville in their all maroon versus Antioch in their all white. And the Dragons take the field with a bunch of American flags. I mean, this last Veterans Day. And Caden, this is going to be some great high offensive powered football. It is going to be a show tonight.
Absolutely, Colton. I couldn't ask for a better night of football here tonight. Second round of the TSSAA 6A division playoffs. The Dragons, if they win tonight, they don't have an easy schedule ahead. A potential matchup against Southwind. A lot of chaos has been going around this division, though. We saw Houston have a big win against Germantown. Big upset has shaken up this entire bracket, but there is a path to victory and to the big bucks for the Dragons if they can pull off a win tonight.
And they might be looking to play, I mean, if Houston takes down, I believe, Ravenwood, and then, sorry for them, Whitehaven and Independence will face off. So Houston and Collierville, assuming they win their next 2 games, and we'll keep you updated on those tonight, they can play in the semifinals, which what a matchup that would be. Being hosted here, of course, with Collierville being undefeated in the division. But Houston was a big upset because they only had a handful of wins all season long. I mean, they wouldn't even be bowl eligible if this was college football. But Collierville's taking this one game at a time. This is not a team to play around with. The sad part of this, or the not sad part, but one of the unfortunate parts is that it's going to be a really high-scoring game, which might also be a nightmare here for the Dragons. It can go without saying that one struggle and weak spot for this team has consistently been the secondary. They are the key reason for all 3 of the Dragon losses. Mind you, they have came against top teams in the state of Mississippi. I mean, they're all ranked in the top 10. But, I mean, going against the dual-threat quarterback who has 3,000 yards plus 33 touchdowns and a receiver who has 1,500 yards isn't ideal. One thing they have going for them is Lawrence Autry in the offense. That is why we are looking at this game to be a shootout. Tyler Palmatier, a sports analyst from the Tennessean, predicts Antioch will upset today in the Ville because of this reason. However, we are going to take a look at the Dragons' offense. They start with Tulane commit Lawrence Autry with over 1,000 yards this year and 23 touchdowns, over 2 touchdowns a game, while averaging 98 yards on the ground. Outside of him, you have 4-star receiver Tay Walden Jr., another bright spot with 20-plus D1 offers, and he is quite literally always open, Caden. 10 touchdowns, 817 receiving yards, and both their quarterbacks, I mean, the Dragons rolled the dice, and it paid off this season. Both quarterbacks with 900-plus passing yards, 10-plus touchdowns, both over 65% completion percentage, but more on that later.
Colton, we have that highlighted as one of the keys to victory here for Collierville. Their offensive ceiling is quite literally, put in a joke here, the ceiling is through the roof, and that makes them dangerous. If they can start off fast against this Antioch defense, they can keep the ball rolling, and that is usually where the Dragons find the most success in their game.
Yeah, okay, and I mean, Collierville tends to fade in the fourth quarter, and that's just because when the big moments have came, they have not always not shown up, but they average 6.2 points per game or in the fourth quarter, which is their lowest by far, Caden. They have a great second quarter, averaging a little over 14 points in the second quarter. So they thrive after the first quarter because, like we said, once they get things going in that first quarter, it's easy for them to continue. But the halftime break has really been a struggle for them. They hold their own in the third, and they kind of have been set back in the fourth, which is not good when you are expecting a high-scoring game, a shootout coming down to the end. I mean, you see Oxford ended up taking the victory in overtime. You saw it was a close game against MRA until the very end, and they ran away with it. So all of their losses have just been nail-biters here, Caden.
Yeah, and absolutely, and that is where Antioch is going to try to attack the Dragons' defense. They have such a clock-draining dual threat. They just keep the ball calm. They balance. They have a run and pass balanced offense. So that's where the Dragons need to get Antioch's offense off the field as soon as possible. If they can, not have those bleeding drives that killed them in previous games, they should prove to be successful in tonight's matchup. Before the kickoff around the TSSAA playoffs, Southwind beat Arlington 41-7. Houston did defeat Germantown, like we said, and Whitehaven beat Bartlett. The Antioch Bears are going to kick off the ball to the Dragons. The Dragons will get their starting possession right away, Colton. Who do you think's coming out on the first drive as the commander-in-chief for this Dragons team?
I mean, I feel like Sanabanez has came out to start the game more, because if you get him going, he's hot. But if he comes off flat, then you can always rely on Stanford to get you there. As the kick bounces, and it's taken by Palmer. Palmer off to the races to start this game. Past the 40-yard line, plays it off the hop, and gets his room to run. Palmer, standing at 5'9", well short. He has amazing bursts of speed, which he can possess at any time.
Dragons are going to come off on the field here for their first drive. They will be led out by none other than Cason Stanford. Autry will loom behind him, and I like this, starting off the game with Marshall Smith in his usual behind the left tackle position. I'd be interested to see if they get him started early.
Yeah, I mean, Caden, they use him a lot for blocking here, too, as Autry tries to bounce it outside, wrapped up and taken down by, I believe that is a number 7, as he has his jersey tucked. Number 7 will be Dominic Hammer. It's hammer time back there, Caden.
That was a good one. Dragons are quick back onto the ball.
They did at the beginning of the season talk about seeing a lot more hurry-up offense, getting on the field, not going in the huddle a lot, and taking their time. They like to get things going and stay in rhythm. And it is Stanford here scrambling around the edge. Only gets about 2 there, Caden. And that'll be a 3rd and now 6. And Jolson Burks will pick up a flag at the end of that play for jumping on him. The guy he jumped on, Caden, was number 11, Caleb Doss, the senior who we were talking about. Well, he commands the defense. He might be chirping at the offense, too, which can cause a lot of penalties if they can get in your head early.
Yeah, there's players like that on every team. They're kind of the disruptive players. They want to get in your head to demoralize you, and it looks like Doss is getting ahead of that early here in this game.
And it will be a penalty, awaiting to hear what it is, moving the Dragons back a lot.
Personal foul, number 70, offense, down counts, 3rd down.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 22, Caden, with the ball on the 29-yard line. Good thing for that long return by Palmer. Stanford drops back, fires a little high there, looking intended for Nick Graham. outstanding 6'4" tight end. It looks like Palmer and Stubbs went right up the middle and we're hoping for a deep ball chance here. That'll bring on the Dragons punt team, and what was looking to be a promising drive with good starting field position got backed up due to the personal foul and, you know, the 2 short rushes. While looking to get the rushing game going, something that the Dragons have relied on all year, not going yet.
Yeah, but we've seen that from Autry a couple times where he takes kind of the first quarter to get used to it, but he definitely does explode in the later half of the game.
Holland back here kicks it off, takes 1 hop. We'll see where they mark it down, but it's leaning toward the Antioch 40.
First drive, kind of a dud here for the Dragons. What do you say, Colton?
Yeah, 3 and out. Got the penalty, which set him back, obviously, but not just the penalty there. The 2 short rushes looking to get going here, and out comes Adams. Andre Adams will be looking to take control of this game, and he does not slow down once he gets, once he hits the gas, he's gone. Snaps, looks back, finds his man early, and this guy is efficient too, Caden, mind you. He throws for over 70%, finding number 14 there, Khalil Ferguson, his senior wide receiver.
Yeah, Colton, I noticed that the secondary is playing way up. If we're trying to protect that first down line, I'd be interested to see if they shift more and more up to man coverage, especially maybe not on their star wide receiver, though.
And a flag here, Caden, usually indicates a false start when they blow the play dead.
Of course. I almost got excited. I thought we were about to sack him. I was like, man, he's taking all day in the pocket there.
Encroachment, offense, 5 yards.
Encroachment on the offense. Not sure that's a rule.
Welcome to Collierville, Tennessee, where we call encroachment on our offensive line.
Hey, I'll take it, Caden. I'll send them 5 yards back. It'll be 1st and 15 from their own 48-yard line. And don't be surprised here, Caden, if they look for Brandon Galladay. It looks like they're playing a little bit of zone coverage here. They're showing man, but I wouldn't be surprised because we do have 2 back, surprisingly. You do not see a whole lot of that here. Adams takes it himself, wrapped up early on by who other than Majors. Highlighting the Collierville defense here. You are looking at Majors, who has 87 tackles and 16 TFLs. The 1-2 punch of him and Gale have been dominant. Gale also with 80 tackles, 13 tackle for loss, and 3 sacks.
Majors and Gale might be the most exciting linebacker core on this side of the Mississippi
in
River,
the nation, Caden.
It is just a thriller to watch them do their thing every game.
Adams drops back, fakes a handoff, looking for his man over the middle. He fakes the screen pass outside. Ball comes out after the play. They've ruled him down. He found number 0, Timothy Thomas. The 5'10", 180 senior tight end wide receiver. Hauls it in. Will bring up a 3rd and short. 2 to go. Don't be surprised if you see a little read option here or a bubble screen.
Yeah, the Dragons are playing a lot of zone defense so far this drive.
They're lining up 3 on one side. He just hands it off. Stop short. They'll leave him with about a yard to go. He hands it off surprisingly there to Adrian Watts, the 2nd leading rusher on the team, Caden, behind Adams.
Yeah, they're just going to push their way.
Excuse me, that was Evan Davis. He just keeps it himself there, Caden, gets the 1st down. Did a little tush-push there without the push. Just snapped and ran forward.
Yeah, the Bears do have a good offensive line. They have a good wall in front of their quarterback. That has been a lot of the reasons why he has been able to throw for 3,000 yards this season. Is because he's got a lot of big boys up front there keeping him safe. Yeah,
they're a little undersized, as you can see. They stand a little shorter, but Adams is a big figure there at 6'2", 180.
All I see is 1080p 30.
Tries to fake out Majors, but that never works. He's going to learn real quick that he is one of the best QB spies out there, Caden. We have seen him all season long. Been able to watch the quarterback follow his movement and not let anybody escape once he gets him.
Yeah, the Dragons defense have really put an emphasis this week on protecting the quarterback run. They want to keep a spy on the quarterback at all times, and so far they've done a pretty phenomenal job of doing that.
You want to make him one-dimensional, Caden. A big part of winning these games against the dual threat quarterbacks is taking away one of their strengths. He relies on his run game as much as he does on his pass. I mean, he's dominant at both, but if you take one away and force him to be one-dimensional, it's really nice for the whole defense to be able to focus. Toss out to Brandon Galladay, tries to escape. A holding penalty will come in, as I believe that is A.J. Kraft who got held. Little flopping going on there from Kraft too, trying to get a penalty. These teams are pushy. Either way, he is stopped for about a loss of 2.
Hey, selling the penalty is just as important as, getting the flag thrown.
Caden Kraft, Awolowo, Woods, Reed, and Smith combined for 22 sacks. So no matter who you put in on that D-line, you're getting some sort of pressure on them. Right now they have Salazar and Warren up the middle.
The Dragons defense is already in the nitty-gritty. It seems like they've been around the 40-yard line for the past, 5 plays.
Yeah, Warren has been outstanding all season, Caden. Just in his junior season, we'll be seeing a lot of him next year, too. Adams drops back. They got pressure on him. He forcing him to step up. Taken down. Speaking of Braylon Warren, clotheslined a little bit. He did not see him coming. He tried to step around him, and he got his arm on him. He just wrapped him up right away.
Yeah, Colton, Tristan Plumley there is going to be on the quarterback spy. He is making sure that he goes nowhere, and Warren just comes in and just levels him.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 18, Caden. You hear the bells ringing here in Collierville. Dragons crowd getting loud. Adams drops back. Pressure on him immediately. Fires deep downfield. He's got his man open. Drops it. He had him beat, and Adams delivered an absolute dime. Kobe Belton, the intended receiver, hits him right in the chest, Caden. I mean, that was a touchdown.
That was probably the best throw this field has seen in a while. That was amazing. That is just the athleticism that he shows. He had pressure to his right and delivers a beauty of a spiral. And if I am seeing this correctly, Colton, they are going for it on 4th and 18.
From their own, it might be a quarterback punt, Caden, who knows? But yeah, I mean, their offense is elite. They just liked what they saw and having the speed over the corners. And it's 4th and 18. This quarterback has a cannon. Pressure by Smith. Smith chasing him out on the run. Finds his man over the middle. And he gets the first down, Caden. How do you allow that there? That is Khalil Ferguson again, just in over the middle, and there's no one there about 20 yards back. They convert on the 4th and 18, Caden. A big letdown early on. That'll bring 1st and 10 from the 20.
I am not sure how you allow a team to convert on 4th and 20 yards. I mean, that's very impressive. The Dragons were trying to protect that deep ball on the sidelines, and they left the middle wide open.
Again, though, I mean, he was rolling out, threw across his body into the middle of the field. I mean, another amazing throw on the run while being chased by Marshall Smith, who is not small whatsoever. Adams looking, pressured immediately, spins out of it, and he will not escape this one once again. That is number 99, Braylon Warren, saying, "Let me through." He opened the doors, Caden.
Jalen Majors just body slams him, and he somehow bounces out of it. But Warren is there waiting, ready to collect his candy like a guy on Halloween. Yeah. And he takes him down for another sack for this Dragons' D-line.
He's getting a little preview of Thanksgiving dinner, Caden.
Absolutely. He wants that gravy.
And Adams is, I mean, a couple more of those hits. He's not going to be thinking about scrambling too much. He's been moving around a lot, and that's the 2nd time. I mean, Warren has just rocked him, and Warren is a beast, man. He brings a lot of pressure to that line. Scrambling once again, pump fakes, looking over the middle, escapes through a couple people, hits, stays on his feet. That'll bring up a 3rd down. Got a lot more yards than he should have there, but at least they took him down before escaping a couple more. Very agile on his feet. You can see why he's been so elusive all year.
He reminds me of like a pinball machine. It looked like he bounced off about 6 Dragons there. That ice bath after this game is going to be nice if he keeps taking hits like this.
Yeah, they got a long drive back before you can touch that ice, Caden.
They might get a hotel here in Memphis if depending on how big the loss is for them.
Love it, Caden. And they got 5 wide here, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Adams, man in motion, it's Galladay. Looking, fires, batted down. Great defense there. Galladay strapped up.
Colton, that was an interesting wide receiver formation on the bottom right of your screen. They had them like lined up like they were running the pacer almost.
Yeah, they had them horizontally.
And they seem to have, I mean, based off the kickoff, I see it, but they seem to have no trust in their kicker. And Antioch is not a team that goes kicks field goals a lot on 4th down.
Yeah, Caden, and I mean, that is just something where I was looking at max preps, and I don't even know if they attempted a kick all year. They had stats for everybody but special teams. So that could just be something they don't track. And Marshall Smith coming off the end. That is incomplete, man. There we go. They called it correctly. Caden, turnover on downs. Smith got a hand on him. I mean, if he came up with that, that would have been crazy. Putting the ball back in the hands of the Dragons offense. Great defensive stand. After letting up the 4th and 18, they stand strong on the 4th and 7.
That is just nitty-gritty defense right there. That is what the Dragons need to accomplish today, especially if they have no expectation of kicking the ball. They need to be playing 4-down defense. And, you know, they got lucky on a couple of those penalties, but at the end of the day, they held their ground for about 40 yards, and it pays off for them at the end.
Bend but don't break, Caden.
Good start here. Big hit from Emmanuel Palmer, but, you know, we got a pass completed, and that's always a good start, getting that first step.
Out to the 20-yard line, 2nd down for the Dragons.
About a 3-yard gain for Palmer on that little out route. They do bring out Braden Santabanez here for the 2nd drive.
And Santabanez has been great all season long, posting, like we said, similar numbers. I mean, they both have been great all season long, Caden. Something which we highly doubted week 1, and something everybody would highly doubt in their right mind. And not saying they would have been better or worse sticking with 1, but I'm just saying the 2-quarterback system hasn't failed, Caden. It's been successful.
It's almost scary how similar their numbers are. They only have thrown for 30 yards apart, and they both have about 12 touchdowns. So
Santabanez hands it off here. Autry looking to get going again. Plows through a couple people. That'll be about a 4-yard gain there, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 now for the Dragons.
Autry did eclipse 1,000 yards this season, accompanied by a 23-touchdown regular season. An outstanding regular season from the incoming transfer from Mississippi. He has really been a standout for this team. Santabanez is gonna look deep to Tay Walden Jr.
Caden, take it home, man. He burns him over the top. Big plays are what's gonna win this game. He beats freshman Aiden Adams, who also plays wide receiver. He's their 2nd leading receiver, Caden. And I mean, welcome to Collierville, may I say. Meet Tay Walden Jr.
Tay Walden uses his lengthy wingspan to create so much separation from the wide receiver. I mean, they were almost hip to hip for the entire time.
They called it back, Caden.
Pass interference against the offense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Replay 2nd
Let's
down.
say holding against the offense.
It could have been an offensive PI, Colton. That was, you know, that is just unfortunate for the Dragons. But, you know, you see that flash of life, and you know that that D-back is now a little bit more nervous.
I mean, they're lining it up the same again, one-on-one. Look at the size difference there. I mean, Tay's 6'3". He runs 22 miles an hour. Do it again.
I was about to say, do it again just for...
And they are all over that run after the big explosive play. That'll bring up now a 3rd and 14, Caden.
You know, that's a killer because those touchdowns, you know,
that's what gets the momentum going. I mean, that's
Yes.
the whole shift of the game right there.
you needed that big touchdown. You know, scoreless first quarter for both teams. You know, getting up early is really a crucial. I mean, if you look at the statistics, teams who score early in a low-scoring first quarter like this usually end up on the green side of the game.
Sanabanyas drops back, fires. Autry, he has him. Autry looking to make space. He does. Taking it past the first down marker, getting out of bounds. He shifted out in motion right before it got snapped. Kind of looking to do a wheel route. He stopped at about 4 yards above the line of scrimmage, and then he had a wide receiver out there to block for him. Nonetheless, he still took off and beat 2 Antioch Bear cornerbacks to get the first down.
Yeah, Autry really brings that level of excitement and explosiveness. I mean, he gets off the ball so quick.
And Sanabanyas tosses it out here, looking for London Shaw, getting about a yard on the play.
You know, it might be lucky that London Shaw caught that. That might have been thrown behind him. That could have been a fumble.
Yeah, that's what's dangerous about running out on the run and throwing behind you to your wide receiver, because throwing on the run's hard enough as it is normally, and then throwing behind you, running the risk of a fumble and a bad bounce off the turf. I mean, you never know which way the ball's bouncing. Handoff, Autry's got room up the middle. Wrapped up and taken down after a gain of 4. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 now for the Dragons.
Yeah, Caleb Doss, I've noticed, has been all over the middle of this field. You know, Autry's getting these little explosive plays, but Doss has been doing really good at, once he gets to that tackle, he doesn't let Autry go anywhere. He's definitely watched some tape, and he's noticed that Autry usually breaks 2 or 3 tackles.
And he's been very good at wrapping up.
Yes, Doss is doing an incredible job so far.
I mean, he's the guy who, like you said, was all over the field, leading the team in tackles. Sanabanyas drops back. They get pressure early. Gets the ball off quick. That is a Collierville Dragons first down. Move the chains. Tay Walden Jr., who else? A 10-yard strike will give the Dragons a first down. A minute 26 left here in this first quarter of play. And an offensive shootout we were expecting has turned into kind of a who can get the offense going type thing. I mean, both of them have been really just sitting here struggling to get the big play going. And whoever does that first, I mean, big plays and turnovers win games, Caden. Sanabanyas' beautiful QB read keeps it. A late flag there from the chief ref behind the line of scrimmage. Holding offense.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at it. He was just on the cusp of, you know, once the offensive line kind of gets behind the defensive line, you got to let go at some point.
And they call that
holding, number 70, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Yeah, they call that on Jolson Burks. I was going to say, he was visibly frustrated while talking with center Jonah Holcomb there. And, yeah, I mean, he had the personal foul early on, so hopefully he gets it together here. He's an outstanding offensive lineman. And looking to see some great protection for the quarterback later on. And for the rest of the game, Caden, as a timeout taken by Collierville. Riccone just getting everyone calm and composed, making sure we can get some points on the board here. I mean, that penalty sets us back 10, 1st and 20 now, so.
Yeah, that timeout, you know, it may seem, you know, a little foolish for some people, but this has been a really good drive, and you don't want to spoil that by making a silly mistake. So I'm glad Riccone's kind of taking his time. He's noticed that, like what you said, this isn't going to be the shootout game that we thought. So you got to more to fully think about how you're going to compose these drives. So if Riccone's going to get in there and write up plays to keep this team on the field for as long as possible, he's going to find success when the clock strikes 0.
Yeah, and this is an offense you have no problem spending a timeout on to keep on the field.
Absolutely. First down and an extended amount of yards for the Dragons to go here. Marshall Smith lined up left of the left tackle.
Autry stumbling. I mean, he was trying to get around his blockers there, and he just ended up getting tripped up. Kraft was also out there blocking for him, so kind of a tell, you know, that's a run right there. Bringing the two bigger people to block for him. Same formation, Caden.
Dragons are running hurry up. There's 37 seconds on the running clock.
Autry up the middle once again. That'll bring up 3rd and 8, I believe.
Tackle made by number 8,
This is going to be an interesting call. They are keeping, I'm sorry, I thought they are keeping Marshall Smith on the field. I do want to see him maybe go up the center here a little bit. We do see a lot of success on that play on 3rd and long.
They got him, Caden. They got him in jump. That should be, I mean, that should make it a lot easier to convert here.
Yeah, now it's almost
gimme for Autry, man.
yes,
5 yard
3
penalty,
yards,
still
guaranteed
3rd
run
down.
for Lawrence Autry. I mean, sometimes it looks like he takes 2 steps and he's already down the field 5 yards.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter, Caden. It'll be a 3rd and 3 when we come back, and people tossing the shirts and the fans. Quite, some solid throws here, making it to the upper deck of the Dragon member club, or season ticket holders, may I say.
First quarter, no score for either team. The Dragons will have the ball in their own territory when we come back. That's 1 quarter of play here in Collierville. We will be right back.
Collierville Nutrition Spot. Fertility Associates of Memphis. Amerispan Tents. Althea Metal Fabrication. Mid-South Marine. My Town Moving. And Nava Roofing. Thank you to our great sponsors.
Back out on the field, Autry up the middle, gets the first down, Caden, and a big collision there.
I would have bet not my mortgage. I would have bet my parents' mortgage that he was going to get that first down, Colton. I'm so sure of
I
it.
would have bet all my parents' money on it. Like how you're putting their mortgage on the line.
Yeah, I don't have a mortgage yet, so I gotta find a large sum of money somewhere.
1st and 10 now from the Bears' 27-yard line. Sanabanya is still out there. Tay and Palmer on the side with Graham on his lonesome to the left. It's another call on the field. I mean, we're waiting to see what's going on from the refs.
And we're playing.
And the clock's back up. Maybe technical issue or something here. Handoff. Autry tries to get over a guy. Grabbed by the feet by Dominic Hammer. Told you it's hammer time there, Caden. You can see some Dragon fans. I don't know if you were picking up on that for the folks at home, but some Dragon fans not happy with the no call there. A lot of pushing and shoving after every play. I mean, it is the 2nd round of the TSSAA 6A playoffs.
Emotions are high.
Sanabanyes drops back, looking, firing for Nick Graham. Got him, Caden. A guy who I love to talk about time and time again. He is tall, and he comes up with the jump balls. Most of the time, they lob it up. I mean, just head top there, Caden.
Oh, my goodness gracious, Colton. That was sweet chili barbecue with a little garnish on the side. What a throw from Sanabanyes. He just lowers the arm slot and fits a perfect dime right in there, just kind of like the one he threw to Tay Walden. He is feeling himself tonight, and I will be excited for 3 more quarters of this Braden Sanabanyes.
Yeah, we're hoping to stick with this version. I mean, there's no really bad version. There's just who's on the roll, and when he's on the roll, he gets hot, Caden.
Absolutely. What a drive by the Dragons. They took up 6 minutes of clock, just drove down there, and ended on a beautiful play. This is the tempo that the Dragons are going to set for this game. Then they are going to win guaranteed.
And, of course, Hollenbach's Kick for Cancer, up and good.
Of course.
You can find that on the Collierville page or anywhere to be able to donate to that cause, Caden. And that'll be 7-0 Dragons.
Accuracy for the
And interesting formation here. Yeah, they're telling them to come up. I was like confused on the formation here. They got 3 back. Unusual. You see 1, you see 2, but not very many times 3. They got no one in the middle of the field here. I mean, nobody's in between the 35 and the 20. And Hollenbach's just going to send it over their head either way. Received at the 4 by number 2, Shanyon Dawkins. I mean, he only gets to about the 24 there, Caden. They're going to mark it the 24. 1st and 10. Adams looking to get his offense going. Him and Galladay have yet to connect. They had that one in/dig play where they moved him in motion and it got batted down. Great defense there by the Dragons. And, I mean, they're going to look to get their explosive plays going. They saw the Dragons strike first, something that the Dragons, that's a key to victory right there, Caden. The striking first and getting your offensive momentum in a game like this. I mean, that sets the tone for the rest of the game. So the Dragons ready to get out there and shut them down on defense again, make it to look at a 2-score game. Adams leaning on the run here, something you have not seen from them all season long.
A late flag, I'm not sure what it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be a holding. And
It's on
the
the carry.
Antioch Bears have so far been plagued by lots of penalties. And if they want to have a chance in this game, they need to eliminate those mistakes from their offense.
Flag down on the
I did
play.
not catch who ran it there. I mean, their second leading runner is Adrian Watts, but earlier in the game it was number 8,
Holding,
Evan
number
Davis,
54,
who took
offense.
carry.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, 1st down.
And it is holding, Caden. 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 20 now. Adams in the backfield. I believe that's number 6 back there with them, Brandon True.
We forgot to bring our binoculars, so we're kind of...
High snap there. Adams loses it, scrambling, looking to make something work. Tries to throw it, well being held onto. And a late flag comes in.
I don't think the defensive line realized he passed it, and they just kept...
Khalil
Yeah.
Ferguson is incomplete.
It was
There
even
is a flag
bad- yeah,
down
that's
on the
that's
play.
like the bad part. He was just holding on to his legs, and as he was falling over, he brought Adams down with him, and that'll go on Warren, who got shoved at the end of the play by one of the linemen for the Bears, so I don't know if they're going to call that either. You see Autry down here trying to work on his explosiveness. He's doing sprints down the sideline here, whether he's trying to work something out or he's got that right ankle taped up, which he
Personal
missed time
foul,
for in one of the
roughing
games.
the passer, number 99,
He's trying to
defense,
prevent against
15 yards,
the
automatic
the
1st down.
turf monster that usually roams here, or the cramp monster that usually roams here at the Lander Sportsplex. Glad he's taking some extra precautions against it.
And they do mark that 15 yards and an automatic 1st down for roughing the passer. That'll bring up 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. A lot of people in the backfield here, man in motion. Shifting over to the side, Adams snaps it, wrapped up. Who else but Majors? And they blow him down, Caden.
Jaden Majors just comes... Jaden Majors just comes flying in from God knows where. Unfortunately, the runner's knee was down before the fumble, but he is having himself a game. You know, you see Antioch's only got 1 wide receiver out there, so you almost know that they're running. Majors is just seeing the ball so well.
And he's been flying all over the field here, Caden. Again, same play, bunch of people in the backfield. Fakes it, rolls out Adams, looking for something under pressure, sacked officially by 3 Dragons there. That is Kraft, Salazar, and once again, Braylon Warren.
Colton, the Bears ran a little bootleg, and as an Iowa fan, I have a little special place in my heart for a little bootleg. Unfortunately, they covered up the little flat. He tries to look downfield, and by the time he has anything, there's already a flight of Dragons descending upon him. 3rd and very long for the Bears. They have not gotten anything to click so far. They are going to set up 4 wide and a 5th in the slot. Dragons are going to play 21, Tristan Plumley, up for a little safety help.
Yeah, they got Plumley and Gobble back there. Antioch takes their timeout, looking to convert on this 3rd and 18. They do not want to punt it back to the Dragons, especially with the way you assume their kicker is, with how little they want to take their field goal and punt. A punt here would probably get it to about the 50-yard line after the Tay Walden return, at best case scenario for them, because Walden's housed a couple of them this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
you are
dangerous.
really not trying to have the Dragons start at the 50-yard line if you're the Bears here, looking to make it a 2-score game early on before the half. 9:05 here. Dragons lead 7-0 against Antioch Bears.
So far, this is probably a best-case scenario for this Dragons team coming into this game. You know, the expectation was, you know, we're going to get run all over by this quarterback. And when I mean run, I mean literally. I mean, this quarterback almost rushed for 1,000 yards on the ground.
I mean, he almost had 4,000 all-purpose yards here, Caden.
Absolutely. And, you know, when you combine with that with the elite throwing ability that has taken him to have interest from college teams.
And you see kind of a diamond shape over here. 4 wide receivers on the right. I mean, you would look to see some people shift to the right here. They have 2 backs, and a flag comes in early on. Play is completely blown dead. They had a man in motion.
I believe that's going to be a false start or an illegal formation, Colton.
Yeah, maybe. They had 4 receivers over there, then 1 shifted.
Another offensive encroachment.
I don't think I've ever seen 2 offensive encroachments here, Kaden.
No, it's a real special.
And they called it on number 4, the receiver there. So he must have not gotten the thumbs up from the ref, Kaden.
He's definitely going to look, maybe double check to see that he is onside.
Yeah, now they run the same play, man in motion. Galladay. Now 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Drops back. Adams pressure immediately. Finds 14 once again. They get him out of bounds. No flag here. Khalil Ferguson. I mean, better write his name down. That's about the 5th catch he's got this game. However, they will be short. Adams and Galladay have still failed to connect on any big play.
Colton, if you're a viewer at home, you may ask, why do they send so many men running across the field before the ball is even snapped?
Because they want to look cooler when they get 4 yards.
That's part of it, but they also want to check to see if they're running zone defense or man defense. If they're running man, there's going to be a guy on the defense running with him as well. No guy on the defense ran with him that time, which means they're going to play zone defense there. Fortunately for the Dragons, their zone defense actually worked out in their favor because they threw a little check down, which is usually where the zone defense excels. The Dragons do a good job of switching up between that man and that zone. And unfortunately for Antioch, I mean, from what we've seen, they haven't wanted to do this, but they will send the special teams unit out here backed up deep in their own territory. High snap.
No Dragons got to touch that there. It takes a bounce back, and like I said, best case scenario now. And the Dragons take over from, they're saying, the 47-yard line of Antioch.
8 minutes on the clock. Dragons will take it at midfield on the logo. This is great field position. And they bring Stanford back out onto the field after Sanabanyas' big drive. I imagine that the Dragons are just going to try to get in field goal range so that they can be up 2 scores and, you know, go from there. Set your base at the field goal area.
And that'll be Stanford dropping back under pressure, steps up in the pocket, throws incomplete, being hit by multiple people there. And that is Langston Reed, very frustrated here with the no face mask call. I mean, he obviously thinks he was signaling to the ref quite a few times there with some urgency. He got face mask.
Yeah, Stanford, what he really accelerates at is he sees that he has men on both sides rushing at him, and he just bounces. He does a really good job of just getting that ball out and bouncing away from the pressure on his right side.
And he's super aware too, Caden. He just knows where people are, and more flags, Caden.
looks like Antioch
Prior to
got
the
the
snap,
Dragons to jump
false start,
early
number
on that
71
play.
offense.
Got a
5
false
yard
start
penalty,
this time, and
still
not an
second down.
encroachment.
Yeah, not an encroachment, you know. And now, you know, it's 2nd and long, and the Dragons might need to switch up their playbook a little bit. You know, you were looking for some short runs to get to that first down and go from there, but now you just need a first down.
Yeah, 2nd and 15, Caden. Stanford double clap, takes a snap, up the middle for a solid gain here. Diving forward for about a gain of 7. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7, Caden. Looking to strike for a first down here, and a first down and you're in field goal range. Like you said, couple of runs sets you up. I mean, Hollenbach's got the leg for 50.
Absolutely. We've seen him do 55 in warm-ups once.
Seen him do longer than that. Yeah, I mean, the leg on him is unbelievable.
He sketches a new play at the line.
Yeah, changes it up at the line. Doesn't like what he sees, or likes what he sees from the defense. Stanford drops back, has all day, fires. Yeah, completely held. Nick Graham draws the penalty. That is on
Pass intended for
William
number 9,
Elder,
Bradley
I
Stubbs is
believe,
incomplete.
number
There is a
9.
flag down on the play.
That was some amazing. I'm going to take a second while that will be a pass interference on the defense, I believe.
Pass interference,
That
number
was some
9,
amazing
defense, 15
offensive
yards,
line work there.
first down.
I mean, everything was just eaten up, and that is what you want to see if you're Casey Stanford, is your big guys out there giving you all the time in the world to make a play.
And Stanford liked what he saw there, and that's why he aired it out for, Stubbs. And he just got held there and pulled back, and that's why the pass interference flag was thrown. Like we said, William Elder there just a little too handsy with them, holding him back. Stanford takes a snap up the middle himself, hit once again, only after the gain of 4. That'll bring up a now 2nd and 5 to 6. Stanford commanding his offense here, Caden, and doing a great job maintaining, you know, clock, time, composure. That's the word
Composure.
His composure here, running the offense smoothly like he's directing a band, Caden. Great catch by Palmer. Stanford leaves it a little high for the 5'9" target, and he jumps up and hauls it in while taking a big hit. That is another Dragons first down.
Colton 5'9", and he jumps up, and he's 6'4" all of a sudden. And that was a huge leap from Palmer, and he just eats a nice hit from the defense.
I mean, that was thrown above his head. I'm pretty sure he caught it at his chest.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy from Palmer.
Pure athleticism there. Handoff entry, and the ref throws the flag in from, I mean, he threw that flag at about the 30-yard line, and the flag made it to the 15. So a great 15-yard pass of the flag there.
Looks like Zebra Stripes used to be a quarterback back in his day. That was impressive.
Holding, number 54, offense,
We got to keep a
10-yard
penalty
penalty,
tracker.
replay first down.
I believe that's like the 15th of the game. Apparently the offensive line work has been sloppy. The refs have the under this game. What was supposed to be an offensive shootout has turned into who can hold each other less. Or encroachment, man. Not even holding.
Encroachment, absolutely.
Encroachment. We've heard all on the offensive line tonight. Encroachment, false start, and holding. I think there's been a personal foul on an offensive lineman, and I believe there has been one other call, and that was the pass interference we just saw.
Now all we need is an illegal formation on the offensive line. I think that would really tie this all together. Not even on the wide receivers.
Yeah, we saw a delay a game too.
There, yep.
Yeah, the offense is apparently sloppy here in the trenches.
Yeah, but that's a perfect description of this game, is sloppy. I mean, it's gonna be a tough battle, and I'm glad that the refs are calling these penalties, because you either got to decide before the game: are we gonna call everything, or he's gonna go out there and let them fight?
Yeah, it's much better when they call some holdings and there's some other plays and drives where it's like, you like it when you know what you're getting, because sometimes it's flip-flopped and other times they stick to something and they keep it, which is what everybody likes. And a reverse here, Palmer around the edge. He's got blockers, getting outside, picking up about 7 yards there. Palmer. That'll bring up a second down and about 16.
Yeah, the Dragons are going to want to get Palmer in some open space here. That's where he does the best. He's so quick, and we see that a lot with the kickoffs too. I mean, he just explodes, and that's one of the very many benefits that he brings to this team.
Autry lined up out to the left. Stanford alone in the backfield. Walden and Palmer to his right. Takes the snap. Looking. Has time. Under pressure now. Rolling out. Fires. A little over the hands of Tay Walden Jr. Jumping up. Looking for it. Falls incomplete. Will bring up now 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Stanford has to deliver a throw on the run here, as offensive line just kind of disintegrates up the middle. He did have Tay, but unfortunately, you know, you don't say this much, but Tay wasn't tall enough. Or you could say the balls overthrown.
Yeah, I mean, I think
depending on if you were a quarterback in high school or wide receiver in high school.
Yeah, I think he left it a little high there. However, he has one more chance, and they bring out Nick Graham once again and Marshall Smith, two who can just go up and get it. Interesting here from the Dragons, 5:32 on the clock in the second quarter.
Collierville.
Timeout, Collierville. So what I was just about to say, it's interesting to see what they're going to do here. Are they going to run it and elect for the field goal? Either way, usually a pretty easy field goal here for Hollenbach. Not really worried about getting knocked out of position, but do you just run it and take the safe bet of hopefully getting closer or even picking up the first down? But mainly the goal would be to get closer and set up a little chip shot here from wherever he wants it in the field. Or do you take the risk of taking a sack and trying to strike and get one in the end zone here? So I'm sure Riccone has made up his mind, or they're waiting to hear from up here, a couple doors down from us in the booth, the coordinator booth, seeing what they really want to do here. Do they just elect for the chip shot from Hollenbach, or do they try for the touchdown strike here? I mean, say a sack here would set you back. We'll say 7. That would be a 7-yard snap. That'll be like a 45-yard field goal here if they took a sack, maybe a little longer.
You know, Colton, my vote is Tay Walden Jr.
All the time. I mean, look at Nick Graham over here one-on-one. Just give him a shot. I mean, I'm sure they're passing it now with the lineup they got, and they do. Autry blocking. Stanford pump fakes, throws it. Tay Walden in double coverage, and he gets thrown into the fan sitting back there, a little behind the end zone. So a little too far, too much strength on that ball, and they will now bring out Hollenbach.
Man, those are some lucky fans. They got to get that close to Tay Walden Jr.
Caden, what do you think is a safer bet? A Hollenbach field goal / extra point, or Autry inside the 10?
Unfortunately, just statistically, I got to go with Autry, but Hollenbach is a pretty close second.
I mean, a 36-yard field goal here from the left hash. Kick is up, and it's good. Hasn't even gone in yet, but I know it's good. There we go. Now that the ref said it, too, they agree with me. It is 10-0 Collierville Dragons.
Yeah, he is flying the ball really good tonight. He is definitely feeling himself.
I mean, the air is perfect here. Not much wind. Beautiful football weather. I'm going to get a little weather update here as we kick off.
Usually that's my job.
Oh, here, Caden, you read it out. I got getting news from my weatherman here, Caden. Let's send it over to him.
There's a 8-mile-an-hour gusts coming north. 0 inches of precipitation today. It is not sunny outside. Barometric pressure, little air pressure going on, 30 pounds. I don't think it's in pounds. And, of course, it's 63 degrees outside, if that's what you were looking for.
Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of humidity there, Caden. It feels like 59. Wind is making it feel cooler, they say.
You mean the 8-mile-an-hour north prevailing wind?
Let's take it down to Hoda in the booth. And we are off. Back of the end zone, touchback, Andre Adams. And Brandon Galladay will now come back out on the field. The 1,500-yard wide receiver, the 900-yard about rusher, and the 3,000 passing yard QB, all 2 players there. We'll have about 5:19 to put a point on the board. Caden, 1 point is all they're looking for.
Yeah, they might have burnt a 0 into the scoreboard if they keep this up. I mean, it might be there if they ever score. They have not kept their defensive discipline, and they definitely have not kept their offensive discipline so far.
Adams takes a snap, looking. Galladay, misconnection there, throws it too far in front of him, almost lurked by Plumlee, looking for a wide receiver screen. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
5:14 on the clock. I wonder when panic mode starts to set in for these Bears.
The Dragons looking to defend their castle and send the Bears back into hibernation all the way in Nashville.
180-mile drive to get here to Collierville, Tennessee to play this storied game of football tonight.
And it is shaping up to be quite a game, Caden. Both going back and forth. Finds his man finally over the middle. Galladay making Gobble miss. Being chased down by multiple Dragons. Still on his feet. All the Dragons miss. And he takes it to the house. In what will be an 80-yard passing touchdown, and a flag flies in late that will not affect the score. It'll be a celebration thing. I think we had 5 or 6 Dragons all around him there in the backfield, and he just, like, bob and weave, Caden, through all of them. Like he's in the Olympics here. You ever, those people that ski who got to go in and out of the lines? That is literally what he did. Gobble miss, back in, out, back in. Yeah.
That was very impressive from Galladay, and that's the beast he's been waiting to unleash.
All right, number 1 on the
And
offense.
they really
15 yards will be enforced
have
from the
no
kickoff.
trust. Do they have a kicker listed on the roster? It looked like they had a position player out there punting the ball earlier, so the Bears might not even have a kicker, and you know what? That's just an excuse to go for 2 every drive is how I see that.
Yeah, and that makes those field goals a little shaky for the Dragons, but which also could mean more important. I mean, when you add the 10, you know they can't get that. You know they have to go for 2 touchdowns, so Gobble a little shaken up on the play. Tipped by Marshall Smith. Looking for a little quick in route there, and Smith just jumps it, bats the ball right down. Conversion no good. Dragons lead 10-6, and they will receive the ball with 4:59 left. So advantage of the quick strike is the Dragons have a chance to go make it a 2-score game once again, because the Dragons received first, so the Antioch Bears will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, Caden.
Yeah, and that's where the Bears are going to get killed is if they can't convert, if they don't have a player on their roster to kick those PATs, and if they keep missing those 2-point conversions, you know, they're going to end up losing by a field goal or so. It's going to end up biting them in the butt. 5 minutes to go. The Dragons have had a well-rounded offense so far. I have no lack of confidence that they're going to be able to drive down this field and have an answer for this Bears team and hopefully send them to the locker room in the plus.
Da-na-na. Little news break here. It is 13, I believe he said 7 in the Southwind Brentwood game. The winner of that game will come into the den looking to make a semifinals appearance. They will advance to the Elite 8, one would say. And the Dragons hosting all the way through the playoffs due to their amazing in-state record of being undefeated. Oh, excuse me, Lausanne. But undefeated in their district. A 4-0, outstanding. Kicks it over the head of Palmer. He will let it bounce into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They lined up fairly high on that kickoff.
Goal tonight, I was sensing a little bit of a Scott Van Pelt in that little game day news break.
Got 12 hours of commercial-free football.
Yes, or your little Hanson boy. I like that.
I mean, the TSSAA playoffs have been nothing short of spectacular so far. Very thankful to be able to commentate this lovely game here on a beautiful night. Yeah, so Southwind and Brentwood, 13-0 it says. So I don't know what the boys next door are getting, but the 11-0 Southwind, I mean, they are unbelievable, Caden. The Jaguars have walked through everybody. 3-0 in the district. They beat Lausanne by 30 plus. They beat Houston 49-0. They beat Briarcrest. They beat Whitehaven. They beat Germantown. I mean, they walked through Arlington.
Yeah, and that's because Southwind is a school where they just live, breathe, and die football. I mean, that's like all they do is just football, football, football.
And they played the 7-4 Brentwood Bears, a team who is also quite good. So that's why it's surprising, but also not to see them, I mean, dominating right now, 13-0. The Bears have been great. They lost to Page, but, I mean, they took down Franklin. They beat Independence. Their loss to Ravenwood was tough, but Rossview, I mean, they got a commanding win last weekend.
Are they in Southwind?
Yeah, they're at Southwind.
A lot of Nashville teams coming over here to Memphis.
I know, they probably could all just book the same bus here. As we were talking about the update, Autry got a first down. Now setting up 2nd and 8 from the 34, putting it back to the 33 of the Dragons.
Yeah, right now they're running a clock system here. The Dragons are just trying to make that minute hand go by as quick as they can.
Yeah, and the Dragons, I mean, if they continue to win and dominate like the way they have been, Autry makes a man miss. Shakes one off, spinning. Will they give him the first? Yes, they will, Caden. Move those chains. Another Dragons first down. Autry hauling in the pass and moving the chains. If the Dragons keep playing like the way they have, winning this game, we could be ever so blessed to play every game here up until the championship, Caden, which means 2 more spectacular games of commentating with us. Lucky enough for the viewers out there.
I know you guys are so blessed to hear our voices for another 2 games potentially.
And looking for Palmer over the middle.
Oh.
I mean, there's no one to blame there. Palmer's fast. Sanabanyas has had a great arm. And, I mean, just an arm length off, not even.
Oh, no, yeah, that was like a
hand.
Yes. Man, that might have been another saucy throw from Sanabanyas. It still was. He is coming out there with confidence, and he is slinging the ball really
I mean, the ball
nicely.
has just been leaving his hand beautifully today. I mean, just the touch on the ball has been near flawless.
We have yet to see a bad pass.
Autry taking up the middle, and I mean, here's just your safe bet of the century, Caden. I mean, I know they've been legalizing sports books everywhere, and I mean, all the college people have, the college and NBA have been getting in trouble for it, but man, good thing they don't got it for high school, because just Autry over, Autry over, Autry over. I mean, receiving. I mean, he's done rushing. He's got his 2 touchdowns a game. I mean, he's putting up like Saquon-esque numbers from last year, where it's just guaranteed 100 yards, 2 touchdowns every game.
I think I trust Autry with the ball so much, I would let him have the nuclear football that the president has. I mean, he is just so automatic and so guaranteed, and he almost just had another big one right there if it wasn't called back for another flag.
Prior to
That
the
does
snap,
stop the
false
clock
start,
at
offense,
2:45.
5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
So a 5-yard penalty here will make things not complicated, but inconvenient for the Dragons. Bringing in Dylan Shears. They will have Bradley Stubbs and Barksdale out wide with Shaw and Walden to the right. Sanabanya still back there. Sanabanya is on the keeper, looking, almost gets the first down, but pulled down by who else but Caleb Doss.
And I love this play from the Dragons. They are going to go for it on 4th and short at the halfway point on the turf.
Yeah, you got to play aggressive to win football games here in the playoffs, Caden. This is big. Hard count might just be trying to get him to jump off sides and then burn the final timeout. Dragons have 20 more seconds to decide what they want to do here. Sanabanyas talking to the line. Steps up. Got 10 seconds here. Ball snapped. 4th and 2. Sanabanyas looking, throwing, finds his man. Who else but Bradley Stubbs? First down.
All right, now you need to get moving if you're the Dragons. You have it. Now you're going to be running 2-minute offense. You have 2 timeouts, and you just got to keep this ball moving. You're doing great on the ground, but you are also, I mean, Sanabanya is reading the field so well. I think you just got to keep, utilizing this air game.
Let him keep throwing the ball. He's been seeing it great. I mean, right there, took his time, stepped up, delivered a great ball in the chest of Stubbs. Flies one out. Stubbs once again. Good coverage there. Kobe Belton connects right as the ball connects, climbs the ladder, hits the ball out right before it reaches Stubbs' hands. Great safety play there. Sanabanyes aired one out towards the sideline there for Stubbs hopefully to get a foot in.
Right tackle Langston Reed has been shut down all game, and he almost pancakes a guy right there.
I mean, he's using that anger from the penalty to fuel him here as Autry, beautiful path, getting to the outside, still on his feet, the 30. Inside the 25, they mark him out of bounds at the 21. A 20-yard rush for Lawrence Autry, who came here with one goal in mind, Caden. We interviewed him before the season started, and he said, I'm coming here to win the state championship. He said, we're going to beat Houston. I know that for a fact. Check. 6-touchdown game for him. He said, I'm coming here to win the chip. He takes care of White Station in the first round with over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, and now he's looking to do the same thing to the Bears. Autry quite literally running through his opponents one by one.
Absolutely. Lawrence Autry, like you said, he is a man with a plan. How many yards did he guarantee us this season? You don't remember? I bet he hit his yardage goal.
Over 1,000, Caden. He hit the 4 digits like he wanted to. I mean, the 26 touchdowns crushed it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
the
makes
26 touchdowns is unbelievable. I mean, averaging over 2 touchdowns a game, 6 touchdowns. I mean, this, mind you, he missed, I think, a game and a half.
Yeah, he did miss a couple games. His teammates refer to him as 8. He is just he's such a senior example for this team too. It was really a privilege doing a segment on him on our season opening show, and it's just really been amazing to see him play this entire season.
Yeah, being able to sit down and talk with the players before the season really has helped us get a deeper dive and a look in to what it is to be on the Dragons football team. I mean, getting the insight and the knowledge of the quick pace and all the new players and formations coming into the lineup. Autry takes it up the middle there. I mean, he just looks like he just accidentally stumbled and fell there, and next thing you know, it's 2nd and 4. I mean, he picked up 6 yards there.
Yeah, it's crazy. We need a hard knocks Dragons.
Lowers the shoulder, Caden. What looked to be stopped for a loss or no gain. Autry just puts the shoulder down, bounces a guy off him, and gets inside the 5 here. 1st and goal from the 5 with 53 seconds. He got out of bounds. The Dragons have, they're saying, 2 timeouts.
Colton, I am not sure how it is possible for a human to lean that far left and then that far right and then still stay on his feet for another 5 yards. He is a magician out there.
I mean, just up the middle. Clock's running, 40 seconds left. Autry up the middle. He's got all the room he needs. Touchdown, Dragons. Lawrence Autry just walks his way in, taking it to the far left on the halfback stretch, and he had all the room he needs. Great blocking there by the boys up front. That'll leave 34 seconds left. It is 17 Dragons after this extra point and 6 Antioch Bears.
It is more guaranteed than rolls at a Texas Roadhouse, Colton. I mean, Lawrence Autry is just walking in for yet another touchdown. Just add that to a tally mark. If you added tally marks for all 25 touchdowns he has this season onto a wall, I mean, you'd have that wall basically painted by now. Hollenbach sends a message through the uprights, and the Dragons are now up by 2 scores with 30 seconds heading into the second half. This first half has been a statement piece for the Dragons offense. They have just stayed on the field for so long, and usually when the Dragons stay on the field, they're plagued by turnovers or bad penalties, but so far in this game, none of the above have affected them so far. Beautiful first half from the Dragons.
And one thing you still have to look out for with both these teams, you have to play till the final buzzer, you know? Like, you just have to see what goes on. I mean, you have to see what the offense is doing because, there we go, 34 seconds is a lot of time for both these teams. The explosive plays from both the wide receivers. You saw the Bears come out on the field and deliver that strike and get the touchdown within the first, like, couple plays that they did. Galladay receives it at the 1, looking to take it out up the middle of the field, wrapped up by, I believe, Tanner Jones there. An explosive player, a linebacker who mainly stays on the kickoff team as of now, but he's going to be looking to make his impact next year. He's delivered a lot of big hits on this kickoff over the middle of the field.
No timeouts for the Bears. It does look like they are lining up 5 wide here. They have no intentions of kneeing this ball out.
Not at all, Caden. I mean, this guy has what would be referred to as a cannon, if that's descriptive enough. I mean, that was flawless. Like, that is whatever, like, I don't know if we got a good camera shot of that because we can't see what shot we have, but I hope the viewers were able to see that. Snap, just immediately turns, throws. He knew where he was going, delivered it in his chest. They got out of bounds. I mean, he looked, first option wasn't there. Bang, catch, flip, throw, got it.
I do believe that the ATF has deemed his arm illegal in 21 states. Unfortunately, though, he is hopping off of the field. Looks like he took kind of a hit there at the end of the play.
And that changes a lot, Caden. I mean, I think he might just rest, or he might have to be taken out for a play mandatory.
Probably something along those lines. I mean, there's only 20 seconds left in the game.
No, I'm saying hopefully he can come. Well,
hopefully for the Bears,
he can come back for the second half. And obviously, we do not want any injuries here at Landers Field. But I believe the backup is
freshman quarterback Lorenzo Sanders.
Perfect timing, Caden, and Sanders delivers a pass to the outside.
Did someone say perfect timing?
And yeah, just like that, he's back in the game. 17.1. Adams returns. Had to sit out mandatory for doing the injury. Clock running 12, 10, and they're walking. I thought they were walking off the field, but they're not. The clock is running. I don't know if he realizes he has 5 seconds, and a very big false start there. I mean, they started jumping back before the ball left the center's hand, so half the line not communicating with the others.
Encroachment? Could be an encroachment?
Yard,
I'm just kidding. It's a false
still
start.
third down.
3 seconds left in the play. They're just going to chuck a Hail Mary ball. And they need to, I mean, if they want to get this, they need to hail Jesus, Mary, and the Holy Spirit.
They got a lot of Hail Marying to do, and he steps up and he fires, Caden. Picked off by Tay. Oh. Not picked off. Oh, my gosh, Caden. They ruled that a live ball. Everyone cheered like it was picked off, and somehow it came down in the hands of number 0, Timothy Thomas. Yeah, no, he didn't have that right. I didn't think it was. Kobe Belton is the one who came down with it.
Wow.
Hal over there with the rare mistake. Had to correct him. Kobe Belton there with the catch, and he took it down to around the 10, Caden. Continue.
Yeah, that got real close there at the end. I mean, that was a touchdown saved by 3 yards. That is the end of the first half here. Dragons are up 17-6 against a high-powered offense. The Dragons are taking control of this game. We will send you down. I believe Lainey has some words to say to you. Enjoy what she has to say in this halftime. Enjoy your halftime. Be back here in 14 minutes to join us back at the Landers Sportsplex here in Collierville, Tennessee. Dragons 17, Antioch Bears 6.
Hello, Dragons. Welcome to the live stream tonight. It is currently 17-5, Collierville Dragons. We had a good turnout tonight. There's lots of people here. To start, number 18, Nick Graham, came in for a touchdown. And then we had Hayden Hollenbeck with a kick with 5 minutes to go in the half. And then we had number 8, Lawrence Autry, with a touchdown to end the half. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I hope you stay for the ride.
Right, Dragon fans, it's time for this week's edition of Are You Smarter Than Your Dragon Parents? We've got some lucky students who are going to compete here with us tonight. We're going to ask them some trivia questions. They're all going to be A or B answers. We're going to see who the smartest one on the field is. We've got a fresh, crisp $100 bill for the winner. Let's hear it. They may need a little bit of help, crowd. Let's see if we can help them out. Guys, are we ready? Remember, you're going to hold your sign up straight. Don't let anybody beside you see your answers. Everybody good? Rick, are we ready? All right, here we go. First question. What was the name of the coffee shop on the TV series Friends? Was it A, Central Perk, or was it B, Empire State Coffee? Let's see your answers. Hold them up high. Don't look to the side. Hold them up high. All right, Rick, what's the answer? It is A, in Central Park. If you had a B, take a walk. Come on, be honest. Start walking. There we go. All right. Next question. What boy band song was I Want It That Way? Was it A, NSYNC, or was it B, Backstreet Boys? Hold them up high. Let's see them. Hold them up high. Be confident with your answers. They are locked in. Rick, what do we got? B, Backstreet Boys. If you had A, take a walk. Let's go. Here we go. Next question. Quote, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit. Was made famous by what 1990s trial? Was it A, O.J. Simpson, or B, Robert Blake? Hold them up.
If you
answered B, you're wrong.
See you,
See you,
big boy.
big boy.
Let's go. Here we go. Next question. What football team did Rudy play for? Was it A, the Michigan Wolverines, or B, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish? Crowd's trying to help. The answer is B. If you had A, you are wrong. All right, next question. What is Eminem's real name? Is it A, Matthew Marshall, or is it B, Marshall Mathers? Face forward. Let's see what that answer is. It is B, Marshall Mathers. A, take a walk. Keep moving in. Here we go. Next question. What Pennsylvania city was the location for the TV show The Office? Was it A, Pittsburgh, or was it B, Scranton? Hold them up. Hold them up. It is B, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Site of The Office. Nick, good job. In the movie Anchorman, Ron Burgundy says, you stay classy, to what California city? Was it A, San Francisco, or was it B, San Diego? San Diego. It was B, San Diego. A's, take a walk. Number 8, which company uses this slogan? You're in good hands with this company name. Is it A, Allstate, or is it B, State Farm? You're in good hands with Allstate. If you said A, you stay. If you said B, you leave. Sorry, good job. Hey, consolation prizes, by the way, are slices from Lost Pizza. Jaffer's feeding these kids over here. Thanks, Jaffer. All right, next question. Who painted the Mona Lisa? The Mona Lisa, was it Leonardo da Vinci or was it Michelangelo? Everybody got it right. Good job, good job. Which athlete has won the most Olympic medals? Is it A, Michael Phelps, or is it B, Usain Bolt? A, everybody got it right. Good job. You may need some help from your parents on this one. What was the name of the high school in the TV series Saved by the Bell? Was it A, Bayside High, or was it B, Seaside High? What was it? All right, a lot of help from the crowd. It is A, Bayside High, still alive. What kind of car was the time machine for the movie Back to the Future? Was it a Lamborghini or a DeLorean? A lot of fans of Back to the Future. B, DeLorean. Everybody's still alive. All right, spread out a little bit. Y'all are getting a little close to each other. I don't want to get any help from each other. All right, y'all are going to love this one. How many colors are in a rainbow? 6 or 7? 6, 7. 6, 7. What do we got? Come on, eyes forward. Here we go. It is 7. Roy G. Biv. 7. All right, guys. We all know, or I hope we all know, George Washington was the first U.S. president. Who was the second? Was it A, Thomas Jefferson, or B, John Adams? Eyes forward. Hold them up high. It was absolutely not Thomas Jefferson. All right, we're getting there. 6 questions left. What month only has 28 days? 28 days are in the month of February. Good job. All right, still alive. What is the tallest mountain in the world? Is it A, Mount St. Helens, or B, Mount Everest? Hold it up high. Hold it up high. It is B, Mount Everest. Everybody still alive. All right, we're shifting sports here. Who is the Major League Baseball all-time hit leader? All-time hit leader. It's not Michael Jordan. Is it A, Mark McGwire, or B, Pete Rose? It is B, Pete Rose. A's, take a walk. It is not Mark McGwire. 3 questions left. What 2004 movie sparked the trend for T-shirts printed saying, "Vote for Pedro"? Who voted for Pedro? Is it A, Mean Girls, or B, Napoleon Dynamite? It's B, Napoleon Dynamite. Good. 2 questions left. What is bigger, the moon or the sun? Hold 'em quick. It is the sun. Very good. Did we lose? Oh, the sun is a little bit bigger than the moon. All right, last question. Roman numeral M. M stands for what number? Does M stand for 1,000 or does it stand for 100? Don't look at the stands, look at me. What is it? We're going to have some people here. A, 1,000. We have a winner. All right, we've got a winner, everybody. $100 cash.
All right, let's interview our scholar here. Did you actually know that, or was that a guess?
That was a guess.
100% a guess. I would like to ask the other kid if the moon or the sun was a guess as well, but that's probably not very smart. Congratulations, $100. Lost Pizza halftime show, folks. 5 minutes left. 17-6 Collierville. We'll see you for the second half.
At D&H Designs, we craft more than just kitchens and bathrooms. We create spaces that inspire.
Since 2014, our family-owned business has delivered custom countertops and cabinets with precision and care, with locations in Memphis and Jonesboro. This season, we're honored to support the Collierville High School Dragons football team. Just as the Dragons aim for victory, we're committed to exceptional craftsmanship in every project. Let us bring your dream space to life. Call 901-774-2195 or visit www.dhdesignsinc.com. custom countertops and cabinets crafted to perfection. Strength, discipline, teamwork, on the field and in the community. It takes the same drive to push forward, to never quit, and to always rise to the challenge. Collierville High School football and the Collierville Police Department. Two teams built on commitment, built on trust, built on excellence. Different fields, one mission, delivering results with excellence. This is the Collierville way.
Just like your favorite football team gears up for the season, Best Care Plumbing, Heating, and Air is always primed to be your trusted home service experts in the Memphis area. From handling heating and cooling systems to plumbing and generators, we've got your home covered. For all your home service needs, reach out to Best Care Plumbing, Heating, and Air. When it comes to your comfort, you deserve the best. We take pride in sponsoring the Dragons. Go Dragons!
Welcome to the Dragons' house. They welcome Antioch with a warm welcome, putting up 17 in the first half. The Dragons, with their commanding 11-point lead, have been moving the ball perfect on offense here. Like I was saying, the Dragons here, good first half, Caden. Like you said, that's probably the way they would like it to go. I mean, the perfect first half for them is something like that.
Yeah, the Antioch defense, or sorry, the Antioch offense. You said that Antioch got a warm welcome. Well, they got an ice-cold bath to their face because they got a rude awakening. 6 points in one half. That is not usual of this Antioch team. And I am watching Hayden Hollenbach right now hit 55-yard field goals. I don't know why I had to say that, but that's just very impressive. Sorry, that was totally off topic. Go ahead.
No, that's completely fine. I mean, it's just insanely impressive. Like, the Dragons are at field goal range pretty much no matter where they go. And the Bears coming out early, doing some stretches, moving the body, getting warm here, doing some jumping out here. I mean, they're doing all this in between the 10, so just watching that, showing how they're just getting warmed up. I mean, they say 15 seconds till we start the next half, but the Bears have been out here for a little bit now, just getting the body warm and trying to find a way to be more mobile and just have a better half in general.
5 seconds left on the clock. We will be right back with you with some Collierville Dragons football.
And returning with a minute 40 till action, kicks back off. The Bears will receive to start the third quarter, Caden. And yeah, like you said, the ice cold bath really shut them out, and they're looking to get warm there in the locker room, get fired up and come back out and actually make this a game here. By no means is it out of reach or a blowout yet. It is 11-6, but if you're in the Bears' shoes, you are one big mistake away from being in a deep hole here, and that is not what you want to be in. I mean, when you dig yourself your own grave here and have your offense be cold and not being able to, hit the gas and get things moving, it becomes a problem because the crowd gets into it, the student section get into it, the fans get into it, and the whole Dragons defense feeds off of that. The big plays, the sacks, the hits, the shutting down. I mean, all of that is just more fuel to the fire. And when they're building their own fire, gets hot, Cade. Gets hot.
Fire does indeed get hot, Colton. The Antioch Bears need a touchdown quick. And, I mean, the one touchdown, the one 6 points that they do have on the board came off of a one-play 70-yard touchdown. So it is definitely within range for them.
Yeah, Caden, these references are your job. You're good at the references. I stumble on a couple of them. But no, yeah, I'm cool with the play-by-play, man. But I'm not as deep in my vocab as you.
When they're building the fire, it gets hot.
No, my point. I just keep it simple. Antioch's got to get moving, because you can't get moving in the fourth quarter once you're down by 20. Like,
that is true.
Adams has been dominant all year, and so has Galladay, and they just need to start connecting if you're Antioch. I mean, you came here from Nashville. Like, you are looking to get things going. You don't want to come here and put up 6 points and have your season end on that. You don't want to go down without a fight, Caden. And for them to come up and post 6 points here in the first half, they're disappointed, and they want to get out there and they want to fight back. So look for a fun and exciting second half as we get to kick it off here. Hollenbach gets set, checks with the Gunners, and we're off. Second half of football here live on Collierville Dragon Media from Landers Field.
Hollenbach's kick is into the end zone for a touchback.
Hollenbach boots that all the way to the end zone. A little extracurriculars going on after the play.
And Jalen Fisher is just laying on Asher Schaffer. And he was surprised there was no call. I mean, he was literally just laying on him for like a solid 5 seconds during the kickoff. But
looks like the Bears are going to come out swinging on the pass game. 2 column formations on each side.
And they hand it off.
Apparently I'm not a good analyst, because that was a handoff and not a pass.
That was number 8, Evan Davis.
Number 8, Evan Davis on the carry. Tackled by number 40, Mike Short. Second down and 2.
And Caden, I'm surprised they haven't passed more with how, I mean, they've passed quite a bit, but I'm shocked they haven't taken as many deep shots. I mean, obviously, that's something the Dragons defense has been prone to, especially the secondary here, is these deep shots and just getting beat over the top. And when you have a quarterback with such an arm and a wide receiver with 1,500 yards and believe 17 touchdowns, kind of hard to not go up over the top, which is something they haven't done. I mean, he took one shot and it hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped it there. And that was Kobe Belton, who ended up coming up with the catch later, right before half.
Yeah.
The clock has still been running, Caden, so I don't know if they got technical issues here or what's going on in the booth.
You mentioned that drop. That was a brutal drop from number 4, or
Cody Belton.
Yes, number 4, Cody Belton. The Bears do come out in the same formation. They are on the right side of the field, though. I wonder if they pass left.
And they hand it off here, up the middle for a first down.
Man, I need to retire, Colton. That was 2 plays in a row. I did not.
And that is Evan Davis once again, who just takes it up the middle. So
Out to the 34-yard line, first down Bears.
this is puzzling for both of us, Caden. I mean, like you said,
All right, hold on.
we're both looking for the pass here, and they've ran it twice now. Third time, Caden. Something the Dragons aren't expecting either is leaning on the run game. So I don't know why they're exactly doing that when the defensive line, and we got two of the best linebackers in the state here.
Davis on the carry.
Yeah, and a big sore spot for this defense is our secondary. So, you know, you're expecting them to come out here and exploit a maybe weaker spot on the team. And I think that's just a mismanagement by Antioch's coaching staff, is not seeing, you know, where the holes are on this Dragons defense.
And he hands it off to Galladay there, who gets wrapped up and taken down. Only a gain of about 3. Frustrated with the result of that play, Galladay will bring up a 3rd down and 5 to go, Caden.
This is definitely 4th down ball here for the Bears. No doubt about it that they're going for this one.
Dragon fans, it's
Got two people lined up to the left. That is the receiver, the other Adams brother, and Galladay. Andre Adams hands it off once again on 3rd down. That'll be, see if they give him the first or not. Should be 4th and 1. Oh, and they finally do say move the chains, Caden. Said 4th at first, and now they move them 1st and 10. They pick it up with the run once again. Evan Davis becoming a name we've been saying the most.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Dragons, the chain gang did get active on that play. The Bears have been, they have yet to pass the ball so far. All runs this drive.
Adams in trouble, escaping on his feet, moving. Big tackle by Josh Gale. Taken down at about the 50. That'll leave a 2nd and 4. Adams using his mobility to pick up 6 on the play, setting them up with the 2nd and manageable from midfield.
Yeah, like with tackles like that, Gale is such an aggressive tackler that, you know, it's almost like a possibility that the ball jars out on those, you know, wraparound tackles from behind the back. You don't expect it, especially from a powerful guy like Josh Gale. I didn't really have an end to that statement. So, 2nd down for the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really great at wrapping up him and Majors. Big hit there. None other than A.J. Kraft. Added to one of his tackles for loss. He has been spectacular here in the 2nd half of the season. Playing like a fire is lit under him, Caden. He is coming off hot on that edge. Him and Smith have been flying into the backfield, many tackle for losses over the last few games, and getting pressure to Adams on every drive so far, Caden. He's gotten pressure in the backfield. A couple bad throws, forcing him to scramble and move. I mean, they have kept Adams on his toes all game, and even sacked him a couple times, trying to run up the middle, going nowhere, Caden. The flight of Dragons sending them back. 4th and 7 from their own 48-yard line with 8:10 left in the 3rd quarter. They leave the offense out on the field.
This drive alone has knocked off 4 minutes off the clock already. 4th down. If the Dragons can stop this, they will have the ball potentially in the Bears' territory to start off with before any of their offense gets to work.
And a pivotal 4th down here for the Bears. Adams takes a snap, under pressure, sacked once again. Braylon Warren with his 3rd sack of the game. That is a turnover on downs and the Dragons ball at the 40-yard line. They take over an opponent territory looking to score on the 1st drive of the 2nd half.
The Bears' undersized offensive line has come to bite them once again. That is yet another takedown for the Dragons defense. They are just, the defensive line is just consuming the offensive line like a fire.
And whatever barbecue you were talking about earlier, you're going to have to make more of it because Warren is eating back there, Caden.
Absolutely. The chefs better get cooking.
Autry just fighting for yards. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6, Dragons.
Braylon Warren is a big guy, 280 pounds of pure dread for any offensive lineman who dares to challenge him in the interior. That is a multi-sack game for this young man, and he is going to end up being one of the stars of this game.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, Caden. And the Paul Cox victory bell seems to be calling his name as Autry on the little screen pass gets the first down once again. He has been hauling in. I mean, I believe that is at least his 3rd receiving first down I can think of. He had the one towards the end of the half and the big one early on the 3rd and long. And now, once again, another pickup on a little screen. Stanford hitting him right in the chest. Tay out to the right, 2 out to the left, drops the snap, picks it up, looking under pressure. Ball is out. Kaysen gets hit as he throws. This is a scoop and score to the house, Caden. Stanford. Did he slide down, I think? Saying a touchdown, Caden.
Oh my goodness.
This is huge.
Wow.
The whole team stood still as if the ball hadn't been thrown backwards. And Stanford holding his arm shaken up here. I mean, he got rocked as he threw, which caused the ball to go backwards. I mean, his arm looks to be pretty injured here. That might be the end to his night. We might see a lot more Sanabanyas.
That is a big shift in this game. I mean, huge 4th down stop for the Dragons, and they come out and all their, all those plays just get reversed by, both teams seem to be shocked that the ball was even out in the first place, and that's just a huge scoop and score for the Bears.
And Antioch looking for the 2 to make it a 3-point game. Adams finds his man, scrambling away, dealing with a lot of pressure. And I'm looking to see who he found. I believe that is number 4, Kobe Belton.
A big shift in this game, Colton.
14-17 now. I mean, that goes from an 11-point game with the ball in their territory to now a 3-point game with 6 minutes in the 3rd with a lot of game to go, Caden. And the Dragons need a score on this drive now to regain that momentum they had.
Well, now the playbook shifts a little bit. Now you don't have a cushion to work with anymore, and the Bears are now breathing down your neck again. That is not the ideal start for the Dragons. 6 minutes left on the clock. 6 minutes have been taken off of the clock.
And I mean, we were talking before, and that's one of the keys to this game, Caden. Winning the turnover battle and capitalizing on the red zone chances, Caden. This is something that you do not want to see if you're Collierville. As we said, they struggle more in the 4th quarter with only 6 points per 4th quarter on the season average here. And you don't want to get no cushion here in the 4th and get into clutch time. And a short kick there, bouncing out of bounds. That'll be a flag, Caden. Should give him the ball at the 40-yard line. Yeah, I don't
Kickoff goes out of bounds. It'll be first down and 10 Dragons at their own 35-yard line.
I saw the chain gang still sticking around the 30-yard line, so I was like,
I don't think the sideline judge doesn't quite have the arm that the back judge does. I mean,
no 15-yard throw on the flag there.
Yes. It's quite the cannon that the official had on him back there. I do want to point out something. It's very important. The Dragons band is significantly better than Antioch's band. Don't know what you want to take away from that.
And this is Dylan Vaughn on the carry, taking up the middle. A reliable running back, too. I mean, he has been capitalizing every chance he gets. Whenever Autry comes out of the game, he is proving that he has been a big help, and it's Autry plows through, takes lots of contact, but gets the first down.
Yeah, Autry's shaken up after that was a huge hit to the gut. They're going to bring Vaughn back out and give Autry a breather. Might have got the wind knocked out of him there.
And Vaughn here, like I was saying, he's had a lot of big carries. I mean, he's been explosive here coming in. When he gets the chance to shine, he shines, Caden. That game that Autry was out, he got a lot more touches, and he had a touchdown there too as Sanabanyas stays on the feet, and he should have just thrown it there. I mean, he kept on spinning back. That's too many yards lost right there.
The Dragons' big lead and the confidence, you know, that weight is now shifted to the center, Colton.
Yeah, Fife Awolowo jumping up and down the sideline. I mean, he's going to be looking to get in here soon. And you got 2 Antioch players down. I think one might just be messing with his cleat, but
Yes, I believe he is tying his shoe.
I mean, he's been down for a while.
Well, it's hard to tie your shoe in those gloves.
Gotcha. As you were saying, Caden, 5 minutes and all the weight and momentum has shifted. More pressure on the Dragons now. And they say pressure builds diamonds, but the Dragons have been unable to shine all year in the fourth quarter, not setting them back from anything or saying we're not going to prevail, because I believe we will, Caden. Fourth quarter, TSSAA playoffs, nothing like it. New feeling in the air. Autry came here to win. Gale's been on fire all night. Warren is not going down. The new players for Collierville are coming here to change that tone, the momentum. They're coming here to set a new culture, or really build on the culture, just being able to get past the hump here of this second round. This is a round where the Dragons made it to the third round last year and lost to the crosstown rival in Houston, where we would have been able to come back here and host the semifinal game.
Yeah, Colton, that was a special team to commentate last year, but, you know, honestly, I think this team has something different written in their locker room.
Is it an 8?
It might be 8. I think that's part of it. And Marshall Smith too. I mean, all the stars we brought in are just huge for this team, and unfortunately for Antioch, their player is still down on the field. Unfortunately, he is getting checked out by EMS right now. 5 minutes left on the clock. We have a player down on the field at half field. We are going to be back to you when football is back on here at Lander Sportsplex. Dragons 17, Bears 14.
Dragon fans, give a warm round of applause for Kenneth Williams.
And a round of applause there for Kenneth Williams as he gets stretched out in what is an eerie scene here in Collierville. Down for a while. Wish him all the best as he is being taken away.
5 minutes left on the clock. Ooh, sorry. Dragons with a second and very long.
And they go back to Vaughn on the ground, picking up the lost yardage from the sack. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
Out to the 46-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down.
You know what I haven't seen in a while, Colton, is a little seam pass from Marshall Smith. And I'm very sad. I'm very disappointed. I need to file a formal complaint with the offensive coordinator because
he's 2 doors down, Caden.
I could go ask him. I'm like, oh, there it is. Oh, man.
Walden calling for it over the top. He's waving his hand multiple times. Fires for Palmer, out of reach. Second time him and Palmer have just been slightly off on the miscommunication.
Is incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down for the Dragons.
Sanabanya is, again, slinging the ball really well. He has just missed Palmer by maybe 2 hands total. 2 hand widths total. And this game has quickly gotten out of hand. I'm saying hand a lot, but it's quickly gotten out of the control of the Dragons.
Yeah, and they're punting away here. Hollenbach on the field. And nice punt there, Hollenbach. Gonna take a hop backwards, fielded by Barksdale at the 18-yard line. Moving it to the 19, Caden.
4:14 on the clock. The Dragons defense needs to return to their former glory that they had in the first half.
They need to force a turnover here, Caden. Get that ball back in the hands of the offense and have that momentum.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of bubble screens here from the we saw a lot of that in the first half. In the second half, we've only really seen runs. But in the first half, we saw a lot of bubble screens. So I'd be interested to see if they leave the defensive line work to the interior because, I mean, they've done so well, and maybe flare out some of those defensive ends.
Adams back out on the field. 17-14 Dragons lead. He's got 3 to his left, 1 to his right, one-on-one coverage. He drops back, looking for the check down, has it. Bobble it out of the hands, and a big hit by Plumlee, intended for Timothy Thomas.
Dragons still running a zone concept here. So, I mean, as long as they keep getting it, the Bears are going to keep throwing that little down low, flat bubble screen. No, not really a bubble screen on that play, but similar concept.
And why A.J. Kraft is not out there, I don't know. However, he's not being replaced by anybody who's not worthy of being out there. Fife Awolowo coming off the edge now with Marshall Smith. Warren and Salazar inside. Adams takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking. Has his man over the middle. Ball's out. Will they rule that a football move, Caden? I'm pretty sure they're bound to.
Colton, I almost think even if they don't, I don't know if the ball ever touched the ground.
Waiting. I mean, they can't rule that a catch. It's either incomplete or it's a fumble. I mean, there's no way yeah.
They're discussing it. The crowd is waiting in anticipation.
Gale holding the ball right there. I mean, this is a crucial call.
The ruling on the field.
And they do rule it. Collierville football. Brandon Galladay very upset. Holding his helmet. Teammates around him saying it's all right. You got it next time. Fumble there by Galladay. Recovered by Joshua Gale. Caused by Joshua Gale.
That is a huge break for the Dragons.
That's what I'm saying, Caden. You got to get that turnover back.
Maybe you need to be my analyst. You're predicting these plays better than I am.
Nah, Caden, you got the definition and the vocab words down. Vaughn outside on the stretch to the 20. That is the Dragons' first down, and like I said, he has been reliable all year long.
Colton, when you're in these positions, now you can take your time. You can maybe sit back and let this clock burn. 3:40 on the clock. They might take off almost all of that if they play their cards right here. First down and unlimited possibilities ahead here for the Dragons.
And while Stanford looked to be banged up, they go right back to him, showing faith in their quarterback as he tosses it out to Autry for a gain of what they will rule to be 6 yards.
Good,
2nd and 4.
Good throw by Stanford. Little back shoulder throw there from to Autry. You know, you can really only fit that in a certain slot, and he does that beautifully.
Yeah, and A.J. Kraft taking his pads off here. Some obvious distress or something going on with him. Holcomb signaling first down. That should be an encroachment on the defensive line.
And a defensive encroachment. Wow.
Encroachment, number 51 defense.
And they do call the encroachment. That is an automatic first down. That'll set up first and goal from the 10-yard line.
This might be the first game that I've seen encroachment on both sides of the ball. You know, you see something new every day.
And they set him up at the 9-yard line. Dragons need a touchdown to force this to 2 scores. Stanford takes the snap. Autry. Oh my Lord. Flags fly in, but I don't even know what I just saw, Caden. Your mouth is open. I'm talking because I have to. But I think he just flew.
I don't know if I've ever seen a human being jump as high as Lawrence Autry just did on that play.
I mean, we've seen him hurdle people, but it looked like he just walked on air. Like, he just stepped up. I think his feet were at other people's heads.
Against the offense, hurdling, 15 yards, replay first down.
We got a hurdling penalty on the offense. And if that doesn't put it into perspective of how high he just jumped, I don't know what is. I mean, he got a hurdling penalty. He got a penalty for jumping too high. I think that's the first time I've heard that called in a game. So penalty on Autry because he hurdled everybody and got in the end zone.
Wow.
I hope someone has a highlight of that and got a good camera shot somewhere. I mean, that is unbelievable.
The Tulane recruiting staff is foaming at the mouth right now.
They're glad they got him while they did. Stanford out of reach of Smith. Miscommunication there. Went in when he thought he was going out. That'll bring up a 2nd and 20 now. I mean, well, 2nd and goal from the 20. Looking to get a little closer here for Hollenbeck. Not that he needs it, just to make it more guaranteed. Really looking to punch it in here to get it back to that 2-score, 10-point game. Stanford takes a snap, keeps it himself, takes it up the middle, and shoelace tackled there. That is 24, Aiden Adams with 2 A's, Aiden Adams.
Aiden Adams with a beautiful tackle. The Bears have done a fantastic job wrapping up the Dragons' offense so far. That is just that's a key to the game for them, and they have done a spectacular job of not letting them bounce out for any more yards than they need to.
Stanford under pressure, throws one up off the hands of Palmer. Langston Reed frustrated, flag in the backfield. Reed's helmet comes off. He is very, very frustrated. That is the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen him upset over what he thinks is contact on the offensive line and what might be contact on the offensive line, whether it be a face mask or, I mean, his helmet doesn't just come off for no reason usually.
Yeah, usually when your helmet gets ripped off your head, it's
not just because it fell off. I mean, he didn't even hit the ground there.
They are moving the ball up for the Dragons. Emmanuel Palmer is just so close.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense with targeting, be half the distance, automatic first down.
And the Dragons get another lucky break with a first and goal. Yeah, first and goal now.
Yeah, the roughing the passer makes it automatic. That'll set him up at the 8-yard line. First and goal from the 8. That is number 77 checking in the game for one play here. That'll be Thomas Parker getting his second round action. Autry to the outside, slips and falls. He tries to pump the brakes and he just falls to the ground here. Helmet comes off for him too. Flag on the far side of the field. Face mask, I believe, or holding. I couldn't tell if he pulled down or he was just holding his wrist. Need the binoculars.
Yeah.
Holding, number 6 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Will be the holding. The worst option there of the two. Sending them back to where they just were. Now 1st and 18. Resetting the downs. It'll be Stanford in the backfield. 5 wide. 3 out to the right, 2 to the left. Dropping back, under pressure, flag flies immediately once again. Stanford stays on his feet, gets twisted up inside the 10. Won't matter because it's coming back.
This might be a first down
on the play.
And goal from the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and Caden, like I said, I don't know how many flags we've seen in this game, but it's got to be
Illegal shift on
near
the
20
offense.
flags.
5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Illegal shift on the offense. That is not. That is not the flag that you expect to see out of that. And it is now 1st and goal from the 23-yard line.
Low snap once again. Stanford avoids pressure. Scrambling out to the 20, to the 15, inside the 10. Taking it across the field, stiff-arming a guy. Lowering his shoulder. Not afraid of the contact. Kason Stanford. Marching his way inside the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 10.
Stanford has to be gassed after that one. He ran, you know, he only got 13 yards on the play. He might have ran 20.
Rolls out looking for Palmer, incomplete. Good breakup in coverage there by number 24, Aiden Adams.
Do you think he'll like if we start calling him Aiden Adams? Is that like an AA Ron kind of? If you get that Key and Peele reference, I'm proud of you.
Me and Caden have lots of references up here in the booth.
3rd down and goal from the 10. This has been a long couple plays inside the red zone.
Fires into coverage there, intended for Palmer again. And they will bring Holland back out here, playing it safe. Going to make it 20 to 14. So, not that that doesn't do anything, because that makes it where another field goal, assuming the Bears get a touchdown, can win the game, or at least take a 2-point lead. Holland back here, looking to make it a 6-point lead, and he does.
20 to 14 for the Dragons. They burned off 2.5 minutes of clock inside the red zone. Looks like, I mean, they were like Sacagawea out there. They took a whole journey from the 8s all the way back to the 30, all the way back to the 10. Unfortunately to them, it only ended up in 3. But that is still a 6-point lead, and you know, with the fact that Antioch goes for 2 every time, that may not be a bad thing after all. This is going to be a crazy 4th quarter, Colton.
What a reference, Caden. That's why you're the best to do it up here. Love the Sacagawea reference.
Thank you. Sacagawea, she's a real one.
For those who don't know, Google her. But, yeah, I mean, this is a scenario. Good point there, too. They do go for 2 every time, so if they stop it, this is a tie game. Shorter kick here, a lot of hang time. Big tackle there. That is number 23 on the tackle, Christian Swift.
You know, I wish we said his name more often on this broadcast. He's such a behind the scenes kind of guy, but whenever you need him to come up big and be that glue guy, he is always there.
Taking over from the 21-yard line, Andre Adams. 20-plus D1 offers, likely Vandy commit. Dominating his season here as a junior. He has a whole nother year to go, and this team is looking to be scary next year, as their leading guy with tackle for losses has 18, and that is Fred Nutumba. Kenneth William, once again, hope he's doing well. His recovery being taken away. That was his senior season, so what is likely bound to be his last game here. Saddened to see.
Early penalty by the Antioch Bears is going to set them up further than they already want to be.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from their own 10. Pressure getting back there in his own end zone. Fife Awolowo, Braylon Warren chasing him down, looking for another sack. And Adams just gets out of bounds for a yard gain here. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 11.
Colton, Braylon Warren is about 70 pounds heavier than his quarterback counterpart and was keeping up with him the entire way. That is just impressive. You know, he can move. He's got that physicality, the strength, the bigness, but he's also got that hidden speed, and that's almost catches interior offensive linemen off guard, how quick he can just, explode off of the ball.
And scouts are going to be watching him from now on. I mean, they came here to see Adams, and what a tackle in the backfield, Majors Island.
Jaden Majors, his original position is to be that quarterback jet guy, and he ultimately chooses right and just opens that hole and just...
I mean, he came in fast. I mean, Galladay didn't even see him, and next thing he knows, he's wrapped up and on the ground. He is explosive, he is powerful, and he has the quickness and agility to get back there whenever he pleases. Another tackle for loss. 3rd and long from their own 7-yard line. Adams drops back, feeling the pressure. Salazar in there, first to get to him with the sack. Matthew Salazar and Fife Awolowo, I believe, combined on the sack. I saw Salazar get there first, but that'll bring up a 4th and goal from the 4th and 19 from the 1-yard line. And the 4th quarter here in Collierville. The 4's up on the field. We are heading into the 4th quarter. The Antioch Bears possess the ball at their own 1 on a long 4th down where they're bound to punt. We have 12 minutes of football left here. Dragons lead 20, Bears 14.
Dragon fans, we have had a couple of Hollenbecks play for the Dragons and be a part of Dragon Nation, but one Hollenbeck has been instrumental for growing this into one of the premier football programs in the state of Tennessee. Please join me in thanking the only Greg Hollenbeck for his 8 amazing years of leading the Dragon Kickoff Club and helping the Dragons fill the bill. Greg Hollenbeck, forever a Dragon. receive number 1, Tay Weldon Jr.
This is going to be a difficult punt. And it might not even go 25 yards.
Hits the Antioch Bear. Gunner around the 30-yard line, which is where the ball will be downed. I mean, Collierville with spectacular field position here.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. On their own 30. It is a running clock in the fourth quarter. Let's just keep that in mind. So the Dragons should just utilize this, and it should just be Lawrence Autry all the time, all day. I mean, a little
tackled for loss.
A little option play there, or what seems to be an option play.
I mean, his helmet comes off. How do you not call a face mask or something there? I mean, they literally ripped it off.
26, Dylan Vaughn on the carry.
This is the third time a Dragons player helmet has rolled off of his head. You say rolled is a nice way of putting it. Second and a little bit long for the Dragons. They need to take advantage of this. You cannot let this chance be wasted.
Autry around the end to the 30, to the 25. And just like that, in field goal range, Caden.
Number 8, Lawrence Autry on the carry. Taken down to the 24-yard line. 3rd down and 4.
3rd and short. Sanabanyes lines up at center here with Autry to his right. Tries to get him with the hard count. Does not prove any success.
Behind center here, Sanabanyes. Autry now shifting to his left. Smith blocking, Tay in single on the right. Autry up the middle for a first down into the 15-yard line.
Out to the 15-yard line for a Dragon first down. Tackled by number 12, Amari Peters.
Dragons should just keeping that clock ticking. I believe one of our paths to victory that we mentioned at the beginning of this game for Antioch was to keep the Dragons offense off the field as long as possible, and they are not proving successful.
Oh, and a thrown interception here. And this is taken to the house, Caden. Sanabanyes just lobs one up, and there is nobody paying attention there. This is taken back to the house by number 7, Dominic Hammer. And it indeed is hammer time, Caden. I mean, making this a tie game at 20 apiece. Will they send on the extra point team if they even have one?
Colton, that might be one of the biggest blunders of the year 2025. That was...
I mean, he just threw it and nobody
was there.
There was
no one near him. I mean, I almost wish he took a 20-yard sack rather than that. That was...
Yeah, I mean,
under no pressure through an interception there, and Sanabanyes is wishing that he could have that ball back.
And Stanford right there to tell him it's all good, give him pats on the back. I don't know what Antioch's lining up to do. They're going for the 2-point, I believe. I mean, they have a lot of people here stacked up at the line. Everyone's real compact in. Adams looking under pressure, finds his man. That'll be a 2-point lead now. Major's frustrated. I mean, he got him backpedaling to the 20 almost. 22-20. The Dragons trail for the first time tonight. And as we talked about, that fourth quarter has been a struggle all year, putting up on average 6.2 points in the fourth quarter all season long. And now they trail. They have put up 3 points in the second half compared to the Bears. What is that? 18 or 16?
16 points, yep. That is almost a 3-to-1 ratio. Almost. I know, I'm a genius. 9:50 on the clock. That is just unfortunate. And that, I mean, wish you could have that back. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second. Both Antioch's touchdowns have came on a fumble to the house and now a pick six to the house. Well, the Dragons were in their territory.
Yeah, Antioch is.
I mean, this is not the way you thought the game would go. From either side, you thought it would be more offensive, big play setting you back, not the pick six and the scoop and score to the house. I mean,
First, by Collierville's path to victory. First bullet point: win the turnover battle and capitalize on red zone chances. Yeesh.
And a real spinny kick here, fielded by Tay Walden Jr. Big block. He's going up the middle. Tay Walden's got speed. He's got him. 50. House call. Big play of the game. Back in it. Fired up. House. Taking it from his own 10-yard line, 90 yards downfield. I mean, the Dragons blocking team, shout out. Opened it like Moses and the Red Sea, Caden. I mean, he had an open path, and he took off. Someone get the radar gun on him there, because if this is neighborhood, Caden, that's speeding. I mean, he broke that 20 miles an hour barrier right there. He must have been 25. I know they clocked him at like 23 at the Arlington game, but he is unbelievable.
Absolutely. I hope the Collierville PD wasn't looking too close there. You are absolutely right. That is speeding
Criminal
in any
speed,
neighborhood.
man.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling. He is calling the house. 27-22 now for the Dragons, and he had nothing. He wanted nothing to do with that blunder. Comes up, and they are actually...
Autry fumbles the snap, picks it back up with one hand, stays on the feet. Another low snap. I mean, yeah, this has been, what, now the fifth or sixth? Yeah, fifth low snap or messed up snap of the game, and which is Holcomb shaking his head. I mean, he doesn't do that. I mean, this is unusual for him. He's an amazing center, and there's just been a miscommunication between the quarterbacks and now Autry.
Yeah, Jonah's not had the best of nights so far. He's kind of kept him low a little bit, but
I'm pretty sure that every single week almost he has won the Offensive Lineman of the Week award from Coach Bradley and gotten that free lunch / dinner there.
He is one of Coach Bradley's most valued players in the trenches. But that was a quick reversal of the Dragons' misfortunes.
And these were the big plays we were talking about, Caden, when we were saying what's going to go on here between the offenses and the explosive plays. I mean, plays like that is why Tay Walden Jr. has 20-plus D1 offers, and we're about to make it 30 here, Caden, after this game. We talked about it earlier. He is lethal returning that football, Caden. Give him room, open the gap for a second, and he hits it. There's no missed holes with him.
No, yeah, Tay is just so special. I mean, he is going to, he might bring this team
all the way himself.
Yeah, and then, next year, it doesn't matter who you throw back there at quarterback. As long as you got Tay Walden, you are good.
Adams looking out to the other Adams brother. Taking it to the 30, past the 30. That'll be a first down on what is just a screenplay with no blockers. I mean, I don't even know what to call that. He just sat there, caught the ball, and used speed and agility to move past everybody. And now, in what is a spectacular game here at Landers Auto Group Field, they set up shop at the 34 now, moving the chains on the first play and looking to keep this offense moving, something they have not done all game. Same exact play. Adams just sticks there, makes a man miss, makes two-man miss, and now the Dragons corral him. Pick up a 7 there. That'll be a 2nd and 3.
The Dragons are electing to play a more higher up kind of defense. They're keeping it zone. They're keeping it, they're not pressuring them on the line as much. And that's actually where they find a lot of their success in this game so far is, just screen.
Adams drops back. They have had nobody in the backfield. He skies one towards Galladay. Hauled in. Inside the 20, fired up. Palmer in coverage. Inside the 20 to the Dragons 18 there, knocking on the door.
Yeah.
8:43 left in the game.
Adams saw that mismatch and he loved it. Palmer and Galladay have a pretty big size difference. It was almost a guaranteed one-on-one ball every time.
Adams drops back. Pressure coming up the middle once again. Flag out, most likely, or holding. Hit. That is a Wallowo on the tackle. However, they will be moving him back.
I will say that the penalties have been affecting both sides. You know, you haven't had one
number
side
57 on the
to
offense,
like,
10-yard penalty.
you know,
Repeat
sometimes you
first
see
down.
one side of the ball get really affected by penalties, but it's been pretty spread out from both teams.
Yeah, the refs have done a great job of calling. They made what they, they decided what calls they were going to make before the game, as we talked about earlier, and they have been making the same ones all game, being consistent, and they've been doing a great job of spreading the calls out on both sides of the field and calling a fair game tonight. So hats off to the refs.
5 wide.
Adams in the backfield. Awalawo with the pressure. Adams stepping up, pointing upfield, getting out, and getting pushed out of bounds. That is Plumlee who gets him out around the original line of scrimmage. That'll be a 2nd and 11 from the 20, Caden.
Yeah, we are starting to see his legs come alive a little bit in the second half. He is so much faster than, you know, we both expected. We could see why he almost has 1,000 on the ground. The Dragons are he's kind of starting to pick around this Dragons linebacker core and the defensive line.
And Adams drops back, looking to his left. Miscommunication throw there, out of reach of number 24, Aiden Adams. That'll bring up a 3rd and 11. The Collierville crowd getting loud. What is 4 down territory indeed for this Bears team, as they have not attempted an extra point, field goal, anything of that manner. They have 2 plays to get 11 yards here, Caden. 8:12 on the clock. Antioch 22, Dragons 26. Adams takes a snap, dropping back, under pressure, looking, finds a man over the middle. That is Timothy Thomas, who awaiting the first down. And they're giving him the first. That is 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line, Caden. They have 4 plays to get in and take the lead. 8:01 left on the clock.
Yeah, I correct myself from when I said it is a running clock earlier. It is most certainly not. This clock is actually the opposite. It almost feels like molasses a little bit. Only 4 minutes have gone off this clock, and it seems like the Bears have been out there for almost 6. But they're running this little like ladder. Wow, I do not see that formation very much out to the left.
And a lot going on in the middle. Wrapped up, can't fool Majors. A lot of men in motion. They had Galladay come by. They had Davis in the middle. He could have kept it himself for all they know. However, Majors is not one to be fooled as his helmet comes off, and that is not good because he has to sit out a play, and he is crucial, and he's been making plays all day. Landon Kitchen comes in, replacing him next to Gale. Wonder if Antioch noticed, because they should be doing something up the middle right now if they notice that. Looking for a play call here. He is looking at the sideline. Galladay moving to the left. 2nd and goal from the 8. Galladay, Thomas out to the left. At the right is Ferguson. Drops back, Smith fires, Ferguson, touchdown. London Shaw beat over the middle. Ferguson fired up. That is 6 on the board. That'll make it 28-26 Antioch.
Colton Khalil Ferguson has a beautiful route. He moves his feet a little bit. Looks like he's going to shade out to the outside, and then bam, cuts inside. It is just a simple slant route, adds a little flair to it, and when you have that one-on-one ball and the defensive back is shaded up a little bit, that is just right where you want to throw that ball. Beautiful route, beautiful pass. Antioch has now brought their lead back. 6 minutes and 51 seconds left on the clock. The Dragon Den is humming a little bit here.
Yeah.
Cowbells are going off.
Substitution
Bands are
infraction
fighting
against
each
the
other in the
offense.
stands.
5 yards. Replay to try.
However, their 2-point try will be moved back due to a penalty. That might be huge for the Dragons. They cannot let Antioch convert. If Antioch converts, this will be a 4-point game.
Yeah, this is huge, Caden, because if they don't convert, a field goal still wins it.
Mhm. I do not suspect, though, that Collierville will somehow pull out a 7-minute drive.
And first, 2-point conversion from the 7. They moved them back 5. Adams under pressure all day. Wrapped up, getting the ball off, intercepted. Should be a holding here in the backfield.
Is no good. There is a flag down on the play.
Holding on the offense.
Penalties declined.
Tries no good.
2-point conversion attempt, no good, Caden, and a field goal here would give the Dragons the lead. 26-28 is coming down to the wire. What was once looking promising for Collierville is now a deficit. 2 huge plays on the offensive side, which caused points against the fumble recovery and the interception. If we had replay, Caden, I would say take you back to those moments, but got to voice them over here as the Dragons offense looking to take the field. Who will they send out there? Sanabanez threw pick 6. He was just on the field. Stanford threw it behind the line of scrimmage for the fumble. Also getting banged up. Both have been fighting. This is where having the one quarterback could come in handy, knowing who your captain is in this moment. But now it is on the coaches. They feel the pressure. Who are you sending out to lead in this final 6:50 potential of your season? You need a drive, and you need it to come together now. However, we don't even know if we're going to see the offense on the field because we have Tay Walden Jr. back there to receive the kick. So,
yeah, you know, it's not often that you're like, man, I don't wish that the Dragons were out on the field. The Dragons offense were out on the field.
And they have sophomore leading D lineman Fred Natumba, who's been kicking it off. And Walden fields it. He's on the running start. Making people miss. Stays on his feet. Breaking tackles. Up to the 39-yard line. And a flag comes in late on the Dragons, probably.
39-yard line.
First down. I mean, if they just sent him back 15 from what was the 40, Caden.
Yeah, those careless penalties really can get to you. And
Yeah.
They can add up quick
With
as well.
6:40 on the clock in the season.
Foul, blindside block, number 20 on the return team, 15 yards, first down.
Number 20 on the return team will be Asher Schaffer. Getting the penalty, moving them back to the 29-yard line. And just getting sloppy there, Caden. Undisciplined right there on the kickoff. You can't have that happen. And they send Stanford out. They send the senior quarterback back out onto the field. Sanabanez through the pick 6. Autry rushing. Big gain there. They're marking it 7. That'll bring up a 2nd and 3. Holcomb slow to get up here. Limping back over to the ball.
Look, if you're the offensive coordinator
Excuse
here.
me, not Holcomb. I believe that is Burks. Continue.
If you're the offensive coordinator here, you have no rush. You play your game, all right? You don't have any 5-minute clock, 2-minute clock, all right?
You have all 3 timeouts.
Absolutely.
That was Simmons slow to get up.
You play your game how you want it to. You have all the time in the world.
Stanford delivers a strike. Incomplete, they say. Sideline rest as it bounced off the ground there. Intended for Tay Walden Jr. Stanford looking to connect on the first down.
Third and 3.
And you can feel the pressure, Caden.
Yeah, it's gone eerie silent in
A
Collierville.
lot of people's high school careers on the line here. Seniors looking to continue their season and stuffed. Tries to go to Autry on 3rd down there and just shut down.
Number 8, Lawrence Autry on the carry.
And they are electing to stay out on the field.
which I don't actually hate whatsoever. Having 3 timeouts, your defense would have to let up a touchdown, and you know they go for 2. So, you know, an extra point would make it 9, but they don't do that. So, fires Walden, first down. Go for it, and it paid off. Hear the crowd cheering, just looking to get into that field goal range. 5:24 left as he goes out of bounds.
A sigh of relief washed over the crowd. I do believe there was a penalty
The result of the
on
play is
Antioch.
first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike against the defense, be 15 yards.
Wow.
Sportsmanlike here, that'll move the Dragons into Antioch territory at their 49-yard line. And I would say in field goal range, but it's not true. But, I mean, you would think Hollenbach can just boot it through here.
A 15-yard penalty after that play is huge for the Dragons.
Stanford to Autry. Autry up the middle. Solid gain here. They're marking it a gain of 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 from Antioch's 44-yard line.
Clock is rolling. Dragons are in a good position, right? You cannot make a huge mistake here, right? We saw that with Sanabanez on the 20-yard line a couple drives ago, okay? No stupid mistakes. Play your game as if it's the first quarter of the first game of the season.
And Vaughn here on the carry gets his yardage and moving the chains. First down, Dragons. Vaughn coming in clutch once again.
Across the 41-yard line, and that is enough for a Dragon first down.
And a Dragon first down here keeps the clock ticking. We are reaching under 4:30 left in the game. And here I stick to the run. Don't wear anyone out. Maybe take a shot if you need it. Not into coverage. Don't force anything. Bleed that clock and have Hollenbach send it for the lead. Stanford on the run. He's got room to work. 30. Past the 30 to the 25. Spinning around the 20 out of bounds. At the 18-yard line. First down, Dragons. Kaysen Stanford moving the chains on his feet. Nick Graham on the right. Palmer on the right as well. Tay single-handedly on the left. They're leaving Nick Graham with a lot of room. Send Graham on a streak, Palmer on an out, and you got room. There's no flat there. If not, you got Nick Graham over the top. That should be the call. Autry bouncing outside. Holding on to that football inside the 15, nearing the 10 to the 11-yard line.
Aiden Adams, part of how you tackle Lawrence Autry, almost impossible, almost a mystery of life. But if you're gonna do it, you have to get as low as possible because Autry is gonna find a way to get lower than you.
And the Dragons missed 2-point attempt coming in. I mean, everything's coming into play right now, Caden. And they're at the 11. It is 2nd and 2. Clock still ticking, reaching the 3:10 mark. Stanford seems to be a miscommunication. He reaches to his left as if Autry should be there, realizes he's not there, pulls it back and takes it himself. That'll move the chains once again. First and goal, Dragons. From the 6-yard line here, Caden. I mean, everyone's heartbeat is,
Yeah.
average heart rate in the stadium, probably, what you say?
Probably 95 to 110.
I'm probably sitting at a 140 myself here, Caden.
That is not healthy, Colton.
Autry up the middle, almost untouched. Fired up. And a touchdown, Dragons. 32-28. Autry talking to the camera. Love it, man. Going up to that camera, getting that great shot. A 2-point conversion would make it 6.
Yes. Sorry, I was doing my math wrong.
2:42 left on the clock. Antioch's offense has been subpar all day. They've had 2 really big plays, that long touchdown nearing the 5-minute mark in the second quarter, and then the play that got them downfield just then. Stanford in the backfield on his lonesome. looking, feeling pressure, moving men out. Flag on the play, it'll be a holding. Stanford fires out of reach, intended for Nick Graham, and the defense will have to make a stop, Caden.
Is no good. There is a flag down on the play.
The flag going to be on the Dragons here.
Well,
Going to be
try is no
declined.
good. There was hold
Dragons
on the offense. It's
32,
declined.
Antioch 28, 2:42. Both teams possess all 3 timeouts. This game is down to the wire, Caden.
Colton, could you ask for a better ending to a playoff game in our own division? I think not.
No, I mean, the team from Nashville has got their gas money worth of driving down here. They've gotten a beautiful game on a beautiful night in a beautiful stadium.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Well, mic check there from Caden. And it's away here, way into the back of the end zone.
Yeah, big kick deep by
As
Hollenbeck.
Hal says, to the point of no return here. And this is what everybody waits for their whole career, Caden. All 4 years of high school football, these seniors have played. Every snap, every minute, every play of this season comes down to this. 2:42 on the clock, ball at the 20. Andre Adams trots out onto the field with pride and just everything he's got left, ready to lay it out. The Dragons defense, a lot of seniors looking to make a big play to close the chapter and move on to Southwind in another game of their storied high school career. Adams in the backfield himself. Looking under pressure, finds Aiden Adams. Good tackle there by Tay Walden. Solid gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd and 3. Clock bleeding because he tackled him inbounds. It is a 4-point game. Only a touchdown could win it. Clock is not an issue. Both teams got 3 timeouts. 2:20 left on the clock. Adams, snap. Looking, blown dead. Big flag there, Caden, moving them back.
Yeah, you can tell that the Dragons are
Prior to
not
the
going to
snap,
give anything up
encroachment,
over
number
the top.
14 on the
They are going to
offset,
keep playing
5
some
yards,
cushion defense.
second down.
Now, it might come to bite them in the behind if Antioch can figure out how to utilize that. You know, they need to find the center of the field more often, but the Dragons are not going to let anything happen on their watch with 2 minutes and 13 seconds remaining on the clock.
And it's loud in here. Student section rumbling. Dragons section also loud. Adams, time, flings it over the middle. Off the hands of intended receiver Khalil Ferguson. Plumlee diving for it, just a little out of reach, trying to catch the tipped ball.
That is just such a bad mistake by his quarterback. I mean,
3rd down, Caden.
you have to set those feet and make that throw. That was a wide open throw, and this is a huge 3rd down.
1:57. This is 4 down territory for sure. 5 wide. Adams back there by himself. 2 to his right, 3 to his left. Dragons defense set up Majors. Pressure coming off the end. Smith, pressure, Warren, sacked! Still on his feet, sacked again, ball's out. Flag maybe. Dragons saying they got it. And Collierville Dragons football. Caden, what a game, what a night. And I believe that was Jolson Burks, who has been on, he has been having so much energy all night. I saw him dive on it, waiting to see. Nobody even knows who punched it out. We don't have instant replay. Credit to the whole defense of getting pressure. I saw Majors in there. I saw Marshall Smith. I saw Burks. I mean,
I do believe Braylon Warren got that initial pressure on him. You're right. I don't even know who to credit.
I saw all of them there.
Oh.
And I thought he was sacked. He managed to somehow be on his feet, but thankfully he did, because that ball came up Collierville.
All right, well, okay, there's a minute 45 left.
Every team's got 3 timeouts. We are not out of the fire yet. It's only a 4-point game. A field goal would make it 7, which doesn't do any good as Autry closes the book. You think the door's open? Shut it down. Autry talking to the student section. 15-yard touchdown, leave no doubt. Fired up on the sideline. Southwind is coming to Collierville, folks. Mark your calendar now. Set your alarms. Call off work. They're just making Hollenbach look better by giving him more yardage to kick here November 21st. Circle it in bright red. Set your Siri now. 7 p.m. kickoff. Landers Field. 7 p.m. live Collierville Dragon Media on YouTube.
Lawrence Autry. I don't even have words to describe what he just did to the town of Collierville right there.
Registered earthquake, Caden, from the weatherman here. Got too loud. Hollenbach leaves no doubt 11-point game.
Wow.
As the Nashville fans start in their cars, warm up the buses because you got a long ride home. And that is the play you need all game.
That is what he promised to this team 3 months ago. That is what he brought to this team. He promised success, he promised victory, and he brings it right there.
And fans in the sideline are in a frenzy here, Caden. Andre Adams, try again next year. You got a senior season to look forward to. That defensive line of decorative Collierville seniors plus Braylon Warren, who's a junior, coming up huge. Forcing the fumble and Autry punching it in for that sweet taste of victory here in the den.
If Hollenbach really feels his victory, he will try to boot this as hard as he can through the uprights. This is what, almost a 55-yarder?
Nobody better than Lil John over the speakers to get, I mean, it's good. Hollenbach kicks it. He signals it's good. I mean, Hollenbach boots it through the uprights, putting the exclamation point on the victory. And Caden, we got notes to start taking. 7 days from now. This victory's sweet, but we have work to do. The Jaguars are coming here, and they are coming for blood, Caden.
Yeah, the Jaguars, I think the only word to describe them are predators.
I mean, undefeated.
They are, it is crazy what they are doing this season, and this is just going to take a whole nother level of film room study, weight room.
No one's been able to figure them out all year, and it's going to be unbelievable. I mean, Brentwood, amazing team from Nashville, 35-7. This team is at home. I mean, the fourth quarter hasn't even started yet, Caden. Last updated 5 minutes in the third, 35-7. I'm excited to see the average margin of victory. We will have that in the notes for next week. The average margin of victory for the Jaguars, but I mean, they have people going to college everywhere, and we will have a lot of notes and a lot of info on that game. As there's a minute 20 here. The Bears possess 3 timeouts. Adams looking to add another score here. Almost taken down, escapes. Chased out Majors. Almost got him by the shoes. Gale stays on his feet, spinning. A lot of time taken off of the clock here. They call a timeout with 1:03 left. They have it at the Collierville 31-yard line. Still note you though, this game isn't over. They got 3 timeouts, but if you're the fans at home, not the players, they can't start thinking about Southwind yet till that hits 0, but if you're the fans at home, like I said, find whatever you're doing next Friday, cancel it, or whatever you're doing, invite people over. I mean, have a watch party, 7 p.m. live here at 6:45 every week for the Collierville Dragon home game, and then obviously, if you're attending in person, 7 p.m. here at Lander Sportsplex. A lot of people might be gone for Thanksgiving break that upcoming week. If you're having family in town, nothing better to do than to live stream the Collierville Dragons football game, Caden.
Introduce your out of town family to
Show them what some real football looks like.
Yep, to some Collierville Dragons football with Colton and Caden.
And the fumble heard around the world is what it might be called here.
Wow.
TSSAA round 2 has never been more exciting. 1st and 10 from the 32. Dragons getting pressure over the top. Finally hauled in a pass, but at what cost? I mean, that is number 4 there, Kobe Belton.
Pass caught by number 4, Cody Belton, tackled by number 2, Brayden Santabanez.
Brayden Santabanez laying the hit out there.
I got confused because I saw number 2 just laid the boom, and I was like, huh, that can't be. Brayden Santabanez is
playing safety. He played safety a lot last year when it was Troutman at the helm. Back at his other position here, I mean, you're playing safety help, and Santabanez is definitely a great figure to play the safety help here. Standing at 6'3", 195, they list him. I mean,
and if you can lay booms like that, then man, play safety more often.
Yeah, jump ball going up there. I'll take the 6'3". Another penalty here. Collierville pointing it out. False start once again. Moving back even more. That'll bring up a now 1st and 20. You see Braylon Warren out there shooting hoops, man. He just step back, swish.
Yeah, and that actually, I mean, that's a tail to his game.
Look at him out there. He's doing crossovers. Bang, swish.
I mean, he had what? He had 3 sacks this game.
I mean, his agility, his moves have been amazing on the line. Clock winding down. 35 on the clock. Marshall Smith getting pressure, steps up, hit, incomplete. Should stop the clock here.
I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, Antioch's point at the clock. There should be about like 10 more seconds on there. Just about 10 seconds bled off the clock there. And they reset it.
Number 14 on the offense is covered up. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Yeah, penalty and someone for doing something. They just add them to the stat sheet. 28 seconds. Second and goal from the 2nd and 20 from the 40, and they're moving them back more. So 2nd and 25 from the 46 is what it all adds up to.
I think Antioch's just hoping for a touchdown and an onside kick or something if he doesn't get sacked here.
And stays on his feet, being chased out, sliding in bounds. Timeout called. Timeout called. Got to stop the clock. I'm going to tell him to reset it to about 19.
Quarterback Adams with the carry out to the 30-yard line.
So under 20 seconds here in Collierville. Got a Cupid shuffle going here. high vibes here.
This was a game that you came into, and there wasn't much certainty. You know, there was a lot left in the air for this game, and being able to dispel those uncertain thoughts is huge for a team, especially when you're going to play Southwind next week, right? So this is just this game proved to the Collierville Dragons that we can absolutely do it, and this game proved that to the Antioch Bears that buses are really expensive.
Hopefully they got a gas station stop here on the way home. They can get some snacks and get some tissues to wipe the tears. Clock bleeding. Adams under pressure. Awolowo hemmed in on him. Warren throwing it back of the end zone, incomplete. Not in play there. 6.5 on the clock. Ball placed at the 30, and this game now is safe to say over, Caden. You don't get a touchdown, onside kick touchdown in 6.5 seconds. Like I said, it's time for the Jaguars to come to Collierville.
And this game might end on a sack. This game just ended on a sack. The Collierville Dragons have made such a statement here tonight.
And the fireworks go off in maroon. And the fans getting ready to rush the field as the Dragons prevail. 39-28. We got everyone out there shooting shots. There's Majors and Gale. Step backs all day. The play of a lifetime made by one of the Dragons' defensive linemen. I got Victory Bell written all over Braylon Warren's name as some pushing and shoving goes on. Well, high-fiving by some of the Antioch players. Warren brushes it off, says scoreboard. And come back here on the 21st of November, because we will be hosting the undefeated Southwind Jaguars, who are looking to make their march to state and to go to Chattanooga. One step closer to victory as we line up in front of the band. Beautiful night for football here. Thank you for joining us, and tune in next week for the third round of the TSSAA playoffs. Dragons 39, Antioch 28. Signing out is Colton Bodwin alongside
Caden Landry
saying